Hello and welcome to Tales from the Darkside, your Star Wars news and weekly comic recap presented by Renovision. Tonight, we've picked out 10 or 12 High Republic characters, and yep, you guessed it, we're going to rank them. And we're giving you a High Republic Let the Market Decide and Slab Sell Stash. That's right, you get both, or maybe one with a splash of the other, some sort of blended concoction. I don't know. When I wrote this, the guys are still working on it, but we're getting something, and it should be cool. And we're going to show off some pickups. We'll share the latest Star Wars tidbits and collectible announcements. There's 2 Star Wars comics to review this week, Darth Vader 21 and Dr. Aphra number 19. Also trivia, followed by decisions, where the odds of answering a question wrong are approximately 3,720 to 1. Let's get it going, fellas.
Okay, I got no. This is going to be a show. Is this mic even on? This is going to be a show. We just had like 25. We dropped. Oh, there we go. Commercial must be over. This is just. We also have redone the show 3 times this week. I don't think there will be an Obi trailer during the Oscars. We'll be able to figure out if the whole thing goes down, and then maybe we'll watch it and react live to it without you being able to see it. We didn't do the show order.
Strike.
Yep, and JJ will be running late today. So somebody is going to try to do the news, and it might be this guy.
We got to do the intros first.
Hey, stop! I haven't even got there yet. We don't even know. We didn't even do the lineup. Yeah, give him the nose. All right, so here we go. Jedi, if you could go around the horn. Well, let me say first off. Let me say thank you to everybody in the chat. Yes. Let's get him going. And buy some time for JJ too. Over it. Jeez, man, you guys are killing it. Ruben and Ronnie. I thought Ruben was first, but then I saw Ronnie first. Either way, we're gonna give it a tie. Great to see you guys both here. Good to see you, Ronnie. He's a Jedi now too. We love it. Ruben, what's going on? Lost his Darthness. He's going to the light side apparently. Jedi Johnson down there. Ed, I am day 14 of crane inspections. If I make it to the show, I will be happy. Ooh. You do crane inspections? I used to know a guy that did the with the crane, the demolition cranes. Like he would go up there when there was malfunctions during the demos. It's not a fun job. All right, Ed. Thank you for the algorithm. I hope. Astro, great. Make sure you're following Astro on IG. He had a great post a little bit ago.
Oh, that cover he did.
Awesome.
Yeah, that was awesome.
That cover was awesome.
Yeah, cover was fire. Yeah, we all saw what might have been a shady sale on whatnot today. We all caught that. Okay, Eric, good to see you. Darth changed. Okay. Dusty, how do you do? Darth Lopez in here early. I'm at the Oscars. Oh, Lopez is at good. He's at the Oscars. Good for him.
At the Oscars. Huh?
Yeah, he's at the Oscars. Wayseeker asked about the Oscars. He said, "Will there be an Obi trailer during the Oscars?" I don't know. Maybe we'll see. Boom biscuits. It is from Sticks. Good to have you, Sticks. I am amped up. A lot of times I'm amped up. Am I too loud though? I try to change the gain because I move it a lot. Zaggy's in here early. Zaggy, I figured you'd be trying to check out all the girls in dresses tonight. Got my pizza bagels and Dr. Pepper ready. God bless the Sundays and the Oscars and the Star Wars people. And pineapple. I'm trying to grow a pineapple, believe it or not.
Real quick, I grabbed Astro's picture so we share it.
Oh, sweet.
Oh, nice.
Look at that.
That's awesome.
I think this is awesome.
That's super cool, man.
Worth sharing.
That was dope. Super. Make sure you're yeah. That was great. Thanks, Sam. Yep. That was super cool. Super cool. Well, I mean, did you watch it? Because yeah, this thing's really going hot. It's real. I've lost all. Wait, where the bidders? We're gonna add 10 more seconds, and then wait. I guess
I don't know even how you add 10 seconds. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know what it was. Whatever. It was very interesting. Anyhow, yeah, that comic is cool. I want it. We will talk more probably about that on Wednesday on the Tech Show. Jedi, have I built enough time for you to give the rest of the Around the Horn?
I'm ready.
Get it.
All right. Hey, listen up, all you single guys. He knows how to attract the women. I missed the first part of his method that he shared on Wednesday's Tax Show, but the last part was something about putting a pebble in your shoe and limping around cons to impress the ladies? I don't know. Let us know how it works out for you. It's Macho Man Marco. I feel like I missed part of that. I missed something.
I think you missed a lot of that.
All right.
What's up, Chef?
Also, on one of his earlier shows this week, this guy professed his love of all negative space covers. But the cover he was displaying at the time could lead one to believe it's not just the negative space that he's attracted to. There was a lot of positive space on that cover, too, if you know what I mean. It's the visionary Pete Renovision.
Nothing against that either.
No, all good. He is the subject of this channel's latest T-shirt merch drop. Have you seen it? You know, I started to buy one, but there's a lot of big dudes walking the streets of Oahu, and I'd rather not get my butt kicked. It's Domtober. The hunt is on. And, oh, yeah, his eyes seem to follow you, too.
You some bitch.
His eyes follow you around.
I'm telling you. Hey, real quick, put it back up, Pete. Don't put it. Yeah, go ahead. Finish up, and then we'll do it. We'll talk about it later.
Okay.
Put it up. Go ahead.
All right. Well, he's not here yet, but this guy significantly reduced his public jabs at the bad spec pushers this week. But now all that energy has been turned inward towards us during production meetings. I would complain, but it's just too fun to watch. It's the guy behind the curtain and occasionally in the principal's office, JJ
He
Maxwell.
wasn't in the principal's office. That was not what that was about.
Yeah, timeout.
He didn't get a timeout.
And
No,
finally, it's me, Jedi Johnson 22. And I bought this week. And no, I will not be ensnared by this Funko fixation. But if I do,
You're getting there.
help. Don't send Domtober. Send help, but not Domtober. He'll likely be the reason I got trapped in the first place.
Oh, it's C3PO.
But,
Nice.
Yeah, it's 3PO.
yeah.
There you go.
Let's go. Let's get it going, fellas. Let's go.
All right, cool. Good stuff. Great intros. Nobody was in the principal's office this week. Pete, could you put up that? Listen, this is my only warning. I already did a PSA on the other show for it, so I'll do it there. Do not, if you could go to the store, you could order stickers. I've been hearing this is happening. Do not do it. Do not order stickers of this and put it on the inside portion of stall doors at cons. Do not do this. We do not want to get in trouble. I'm telling you 100%. Don't go below to the link. Order these stickers and put them on the inside doors of
You want
stalls
to
at
scare the
cons.
mice in the basement. That's what you do.
Please don't. All right. Get it out of there. That's so
Those
awesome.
eyes follow you around.
Thank you, Eric, for that. Chef, good to see you. Alberto crew, great to have you.
The guys at my job are having a ball with that.
Are they?
They seen it. They're like, why don't you buy a couple of shirts? Tell them here at the job. Buy it.
Oh, we should buy some stickers and send it to them.
Yeah, I think the sale might end tonight or today.
The sale might end
Site
tonight.
has a sale.
Yeah,
It has a sale right now. Okay, so if you want any of our merch, go down there. It really does help us. Actually, it helps more than super chat donations. It helps almost as much as you guys just watching the show. If you guys see any of our merch, you think it's cool, please. It really does help out. You know that we throw a lot of our money right back into
Put it right back
the
into
show.
buy stuff.
So-
To put in giveaways.
What do we do with it? All right. So I hear my dinger going off. I don't know if that's JJ or if we're just going to go with it. We're going to just go with it. All right, here we go. Let's go into the news, Pete. Oop, I just clicked myself out of everything. Here we go.
What did you do?
Lego finally doing something. Might be funny news because I have no reason why I put the titles in half of these. Lego finally doing something it should have done with Star Wars ages ago.
Yep.
What's that?
I think it's like
Hey,
doing
wait.
these like scenes.
Yeah. So this is going to be a run, right? Dom, you know about this. This is going to be
Death
the
Star trench run.
trench run.
So basically, they're gonna do like little movie scenes now from the movie
Oh, that's
itself,
cool.
which is a cool idea. What they should have did eons ago, but
Right.
now it's coming out, and people will still buy it.
Are they going to have that clear? Is that a piece where they're going to have the clear thing that the little minfigs sit on?
I think this is still.
Well, that's how it's
The
going to get to
prototype?
float.
I think it's a prototype, but thing. It's gonna probably have that. Definitely have that. But
Yeah, that's how you get them the ships to be up in the air.
Yeah,
Well, they say it's going to be like $69 for
$59.
It's a
$59.
lot
That's
for
so
this.
expensive.
$59.
It's one of these adult. It's probably one of the adult. It falls under the adult.
And then
pros,
the
too.
Dagobah. There's a Dagobah system thing too with the
Maybe there's
whole
something
Jabba,
missing.
the whole Yoda thing. It's gonna be $95. That so.
So where? Oh, wait a minute. No, there it is. Never mind. I see it. Never mind.
What?
I was saying at first I didn't see Vader's tie, but yeah, it's right.
No,
in
it's
front.
there. You're just
Yeah.
missing one thing: the true hero of Star Wars, Han Solo, and the Millennium Falcon.
Yeah.
These
That's
things.
gonna be another piece.
He's
in
coming
itself.
up over the wall. You just don't see it
Yeah.
because of the logo thing.
Unfortunately, whoa, really Crude. What is that true? Is what Crude saying true? We'll check it out in a minute. Grape Cheerios. Good to see you. Unfortunately, what I have a problem with is that the planes and the other things look like the things in the Christmas and the Advent calendar. They look kind of cheesy.
They look kind of tiny.
Okay,
These are
I
very
have
tiny
that
pieces.
mini X-wing. Yeah, it came. It did Grape Cheerios. Did it come in the Christmas thing? It is a mini scene, so it'll be like a whole mini skate. You know how Legos has got the adult things now? It'll be there. Good to see you, Esley Vasquez. Good to see you. Crude. I actually have my comic book store burned down from arson Saturday night.
Oh my god!
Ooh. Is this where's it at? What's the name of the? Maybe we can help out that store. Let us know what the name is. We'll give you a heads up. All right, news is already off the rails. This is why we let JJ do it. Go next one.
All right, next up.
Pizza bagel money left over. Weird Al wrote a bunch of songs for the unaired Star Wars Detours show. They should just. I mean, it can't
Drop
be too
it.
hard to bring.
Drop it.
Yeah. I mean, I don't like Weird Al personally. I think he's corny as shit. But like, I know people like him.
It is corny, but it's all right.
Yeah,
to have a
Weird
little
Al's
corny
a
every once
huge
in a while.
Star Wars fan too, by the way.
He is.
Yeah. So, Darth Lopez. Darth Lopez, thank you for the $1.99 chat. JJ is underrated. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, if the news seems off, it's because JJ comes up with the news. We're just
Yeah, he comes
reacting
up with
to
the
his
news, yeah.
headlines.
And I usually don't read it ahead of time, so I have no clue what's going to come next. But yeah, I mean, I hope they would eventually. Maybe they'll. If you could give us the Ewok specials and everything else, why wouldn't they just give us this shit? You know.
So these shows are already made. They're
Hey!
oh,
There he is.
Thank God. Thank God.
Thank God.
So
News
wait a
is
minute.
going
These
terrible.
shows are already there. They're ready to be like aired. They just said no, that we're not going to air them.
That's what
What
we
do they
have.
have a bunch of
How
episodes,
long
50
have they been
episodes?
sitting on the shelf,
Years.
AJ?
Wasn't
Yeah.
it 10 years, JJ?
Long time.
It's been a,
Yeah,
yeah,
I
it's
don't
been
know.
like 10
Unless
years.
it's
Yeah.
late. Yeah.
It's like 100 shows, right? Something like that.
No. There
Or
have
less.
to be.
There's a whole bunch in the can.
No, there's not 100, but
Or like, well, no, I'm just thinking that
There's
they
a
made
bunch
couple
though.
of seasons.
Hey JJ, you missed. We got a super chat that you're underrated. I don't think people liked how I was doing the news.
Yep.
All right, do you have anything to add on to this, AJ, or no?
No, I don't know which cover, but yeah, it was pretty basic. It's just I was like, oh hey, Weird Al.
Yeah.
There's a throwback.
We got through the Lego and this one.
Oh, okay.
How do you know how much the Lego's going for?
I don't. The dioramas, I didn't
Yeah.
try to pre-order them or anything. I don't know what they were going
How
for.
many dioramas?
I think
is it?
80,
Just
but I could be
the
wrong.
one Star Wars diorama. Is that it? Oh shit, 80. Jeez.
Well,
No, there's three Star Wars ones.
There's
There's
three of them.
like
The
the
Dagobah one is 95,
the X-wing
French
run on the Falcon,
59, and then there's another. What's the other one?
trash
The,
compactor.
Death Star?
So how big are they? I mean,
Yeah,
they
it's all
appear to be
the
like
trash
no
compactor.
bigger than a. They appear to be no bigger than a shoebox. Is that
Something like that.
right?
Yeah, they look
Yeah.
pretty small.
Yeah.
Poop Skidoo.
Back.
Poop
my
Skidoo,
cousin.
thank you for the $5 super chat. Copy deck.
Going through my head again.
My cousin Sal.
Hold on.
Yeah. What does copy deck mean, or can we not say?
Oops, kidding.
I don't know.
Probably my
All right.
favorite.
Thank you, Poop Skidoo.
Well, thank you, Poop.
All right. Next one. Let's get going here. We have made it 13 minutes and 3 slides. JJ, get on it.
So Fallen Order 2
AOB.
may quote unquote may be revealed at Celebration this year. Finally. So hopefully a trailer. Hopefully get some actual like at least cinematic footage, if not gameplay footage.
Hey, well, they'll do something
this
there.
game.
This is what does show up at Celebration. You'll be able to see it 50,000 times on the little screen in the area where you can buy stuff.
And they're ramping up the Cal Kestis products.
Yeah.
All
So
right.
his lightsaber was the featured saber. What's the name of the shop? I know it's Galaxy's Edge, but
It's
It's like-
Odork's.
is it
It's Odork's
Savvy's?
Antiques. Oh, Savvy's. Yeah.
is it Odor's?
Savvy's.
Yeah. Is it Savvy's? Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah,
So
they're kind of
his,
connected.
his one is it's apparently already sold out or is close to selling out. I don't know if it's sold
A
out
lot
yet.
of people have it on Instagram.
yeah,
A
that's-
lot of people were showing
It's,
it.
it's going on eBay for like $400 or $500
Yeah.
bucks, which I think it retails for like
thing.
what, like
It's a nice piece.
200 or something.
$200-300. Yeah.
Yeah.
Plus all the hours you have to
Is
put
it?
in.
Yeah.
That is bad to say. Do you think, speaking of Celebration, do you think they're going to sell? This is when you know you made it. Do you think they're going to sell him on a shirt this year? Him in little QT droid, the QT
Probably
droid.
because
it is.
the way it looks like they're trying to promote him, like he's coming, like he might show up eventually in one
Yeah,
of the
I
shows.
keep seeing rumor things about him being in
If you-
Kenobi.
This is how you're going to know.
In Kenobi.
This is how we're gonna know what when they start releasing the pre-release for the shirts. That's when we're gonna know what they're gonna show as as trailers. Because if he shows up in the shirt, just like Ahsoka, they dropped the extra episodes of the Clone Wars with Ahsoka. Ahsoka showed up that year, at Celebration. So like if he starts showing up, if we get whatever else Dom thinks we're gonna have there or whatever. Did you ask something the other day if we thought we were gonna get a trailer? If they show up in shirts, we'll get trailers. Most likely.
The Purge Troopers, the Purge Troopers that are in the video game are supposedly showing up in Kenobi. So they're amping something up.
Yeah, I've seen those types of rumors too.
All right.
What he said, Dom, right? You heard what Marco said when you got your face on a T-shirt, you've made it.
Yeah, I know. I appreciate it.
There you go. You made it. No.
Yeah,
It's
sure.
not all like they did like Leia because she was gonna that she was gonna be in the last movie dying. That was a big shirt, and they did.
Listen, I'd rather have my face in the front of a shirt than the back of a milk carton. There you go.
Right.
Fair point.
I don't argue that ever.
Hey, speaking of which,
art.
Yeah.
We're gonna have
Look at
sports stuff.
Dom scooped me, but yeah, apparently Purge Troopers. Now, I would say take this one with a little bit of grain of salt because Purge Troopers and Death Troopers look a lot alike.
Mhm.
So the source for this was anonymous, kind of in a way, but
Anonymous
yeah,
source? Cool.
they look like So,
Oh, they got red on them.
but still,
All right.
they look like Purge Troopers. So we may see them, but it makes sense too because you got Inquisitors and Purge Troopers were together.
Yeah,
in the video game,
I think that makes perfect logical sense.
Yeah.
I've heard some illogical theories behind what's going to happen in Kenobi, but whatever.
This one, I think, has some basis, possibly.
They look cool as shit, huh?
They do.
I really hope they make them cool. I really do. It's gonna be because AJ. It's gonna be really a shame if they just turtify the Inquisitors, especially
Like what were the robot ones that were cool until Luke just ripped through them like they weren't.
Yeah.
I know, right? Sardine cans.
Yeah. Anyways,
next up in video game news, or kind of back to Lego news, but so apparently, although it was touted out there as a feature, it would have this. I don't know. It's been delayed, 2 years now. Probably this project has.
yeah.
Apparently there's going to be no character customization, which was something they promised early on.
Oh,
Lame.
Yeah.
If they sell that as an
So,
add-on
Rob.
later, I revolting. We will riot. Hey, put it up there, Pete.
but what?
Oh, come on, dude. This was a perfect time for this.
Oh,
You son of a bitch.
well, I'm running the
Yep.
deck. I don't have everything in
All
front.
right. Next up.
Oh,
That's lame.
sorry, Lego Star Wars video game fans.
That's
Yeah.
everybody
Have fun there.
in the universe.
Mhm.
All right, next up.
Yeah. Anyway,
So I don't know if we have any tabletop gamers or Star Wars card gamers in here, but apparently the Outer Rim game is going to get an expansion. So from Fantasy Flight.
well, I see
Cards look
Dengar
cool.
and
I don't know.
Hondo.
I,
I'm
hadn't-
excited.
I don't know much about this game, and I hadn't looked it up prior to this, but the cards look kind of sweet. So.
We eventually have to play something on our Twitch stream and one of the,
We should. Game night.
yeah, you know who can? Two people. Gonzo, who used to be toys here, and Vicky. They can name them all.
Yeah. I know I can't. So. Maybe come close, maybe. But
Yeah. Well, that didn't take long, did it? I don't
They
know if they're
did.
gonna really do it, but we'll see. All right.
They already did.
so I thought this was interesting only because we talked about it very briefly last
Who the
week.
hell is she? Because
But
I know
apparently-
you're obsessed with her and you love her and you want to marry her, but who the hell is she?
No, well, it's because we talked about because
because
she's just showed up in the comics.
Yeah.
Is this Jedi knows the pronunciation? Is it Sabe?
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 Stop it.
Yeah.
Sabe.
Sabe?
didn't
Okay.
show up. Just show up.
So
She showed
apparently-
up like a year ago and then re-showed up. Okay, go ahead.
Everybody always asks Keira Knightley about her role because she was never, I guess, officially credited or whatever.
Yeah.
But apparently even she says she played Sabe or Sabe, and she didn't apparently know that she is still alive in the comics, but her character is still alive in the comics. So if you're ever going to have somebody play that character,
I
you
get
have
it.
an
but
actor
who is
already
she?
built in.
Well, she doesn't look like that anymore.
She's an actress.
That is what she looks like now.
Who's Keira Knightley? Is that what you're asking?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
This
because
is
you're
her
We all
old.
know another
She
actor.
played.
I know she played
We all-
Sibby. Okay, clearly I know she played
Bend it like Beckham.
Never.
She's
saw
a fairly famous
Well,
actress,
actually-
Marco. She's only been in, I don't know.
That's why I'm asking. I know you're obsessed with her, so I'm asking you, why are you obsessed
I'm
with
not
her?
obsessed.
I doubt you're obsessed with
I'm
her.
not. We talked about
Well,
it last week.
Every,
We
no,
literally
every time,
talked about
every time we
Sabay
talk
or
about
whatever in
anything,
the
you're like, you know, that was Keira Knightley there when she's
Sorry, I bring up relevant news to our show.
I didn't know she was. I didn't, so episode 1, she was. She
Pirates of
played
the
in episode 1? I
Caribbean.
didn't
There
know
you
that.
go. Thank
Yeah.
you.
That's what she said.
She was
That's
one
what
of
she was quoted as
the
saying in episode
the extras, as was Rose Byrne.
Yeah.
All right.
I even put the quote on there. She said, "I played Sabay or whatever."
Dude, Jedi, he brings it up every time we bring up Sabay. How do you not know this? Every
He's never
time.
brought that
Yes.
up before. He has never brought that up that she played in episode 1.
Except
before.
for every single time we bring her up, he says, yeah, because Keira Knightley played her. That's the only reason I know who Keira Knightley is. I do that because of him. You not watch the
I need to
show?
wake me up sometime.
I'm
Yeah,
glad
I know,
JJ's
right?
getting all the heat for no
All right, go next.
Next.
She
Yeah,
does
I
play
got-
fake Padme. All right.
This is fairly straightforward, but apparently the original creator, when they're referencing here, is actually the author of the books.
Author.
I think I read this article right, not like creator of the video games. But yeah, apparently they were asked. Was it Patty Jenkins that was asking, or Kennedy?
Patty
I don't
Jenkins, I
remember
think.
which,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was Patty Jenkins.
Yeah.
He was talking
Was that
to
what?
So
Wait, what happened?
they were talking to the original creator of the novels for Rogue Squadron
Oh,
about the movie. So it seems like it's going to follow that path, or maybe a similar one.
lame-o. I wanted Alphabet Squad. Boo.
I do
You
too.
guys read Rogue Squadron, like the original one.
No, you don't want Top Gun?
I read the novels, comics, but not novels.
Novels or not. Okay.
This one everybody already knows. So
Yep.
Forlum is going to apparently be an Obi-Wan.
Yeah, I just googled
Oh,
it. She did play. She's credited as playing in Phantom Menace. So okay, I didn't know that.
Now it's Jedi's fault. You keep bringing her back up.
Everybody get your Shadows of the Empire issue 2.
Pulling me back in. But yeah,
Jedi, what did you say?
You so bad.
I said I googled. Okay, never mind.
All right.
So
I would love
we have a
to-
question on this though. Are we seeing Zuckus? If we see Forlum, we see in
I would
Zuckus.
hope
You
so.
have
It'd
to,
be
you have
nice.
to see both of them. They're like married. That's what I'm saying. I wonder if they're
team.
going to pull. But this is what the question is: are they going to pull? Like Tag and Bink, like they're in the Solo movie, right? Tag and Bink are in the Solo movie. Is that what they're going to do? They're going to do this too, where they're going to pull a Zuckless and Forlum in the background of the Solo. Because why would you?
Possible.
I mean, what
No.
else?
They're gonna have Dr. Cornelius.
You're asking what's the
and
purpose
Pablo
behind them
Pablo
showing
in
up?
the background.
Yeah. What's the purpose of them showing up?
That I don't know.
Screen time.
Yeah,
So
you
they
can,
got to
it's
go-
just a
Zuckus
nice
is
connection
fucking-
to the original.
Yeah.
We do know he gets bounty hunters sent after him. Maybe they don't want to use
Yeah.
Black K that soon after. I don't know.
Oh
I don't know.
yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, it could. Well, Forlum, that would make kind of sense, I guess.
That kind of stinks because I know Black K would show up in Obi-Wan and
Well, he
kinda
can't at this
comics.
point unless he's on the different planet because he fled from Obi-Wan a couple
Yeah.
years before this. So, I mean, I think it's cool. I'm ready to see Forlum.
What's cool is that they show other bounty hunters. I wish Bosco will show back up again.
But I worry too because Forlum and Zuckus, they literally are the Tweedledee and Tweedledum of bounty hunters, and I don't know if that'll like.
The Abbott and
Right?
Costello.
Like no, they are. They're really like.
They didn't realize it was like Bebop and Rocksteady from Ninja Turtles, or
kind of like a little bit more socially awkward, maybe. So, I don't know. We'll see how they do it. I don't want them
Yeah.
to root. All right.
Who knows?
0.18.
so apparently these composers for Bad Batch are a wealth of information. There was another, I guess, leak or rumor or whatever you want to call it, that there's going to be an older version of Omega in season 2.
Well, yeah, because it's a whole
Possible
season.
time
later.
skip.
It makes sense. A
Time
time
skip,
jump.
maybe.
Well, that's what they do.
Well,
in
I mean,
cartoons.
but how long of a time jump is it?
5 years, maybe.
Nobody knows. But
No, I mean,
Is
that's
it
how
gonna
they
be
do
like
it.
they
They did.
did?
They did.
Like they did with Groot.
I mean, she ages.
Is she gonna be in the back with her headphones on, ignoring everything the guy said?
The broody
Leave the
teenager.
room.
Yeah, I mean, what does older mean?
No,
Like, a year
no,
older?
I won't do that, Hunter.
And how would the composers know this? Like, what are the composers doing? They're like in there, like this is all digital, right? So
I don't know. Like, because the last leak about them, like the planets they visited or something, came from the composers. I'm like, what are these guys? Like a wealth of information, apparently.
Well, they probably have rough rough videos to work off of to compose the music to.
Yeah, I assume they get storyboards or something. But yeah.
Well, I mean, it's good. Was that a question if she does age? I knew there was. People were asking us that originally. We were like, yeah, she probably would age normally. So I'd assume
she does. Well, if they have a time jump, it'd be 3 to 5 years. I don't think
they do 3 to 5 years. You can't do a 5-year time jump with Pat.
Well, why can't they? It's cartoon.
Then we're going to be
because of where we'll be in the time.
But the problem is the other ones
be like an empire.
The other ones age rapidly, right? So like if you do like a 5-year time jump, they'd be like 60. Right?
Outside of
don't they age like crazy fast?
Yeah, well, because think about it. Bad Batch takes place within the 20 years of the after Revenge of the Sith, so that like 19, 18 years in that time period before New Hope. So if you do 5 years, it's closer to the Obi-Wan series that's coming.
You're just thinking Endgame blip 5-year jump.
Are you trying to get her to Obi-Wan? Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm just saying that
rumor for her showing up in Obi-Wan.
I don't know. It's just with cartoons, you can do the time jump because there's that big space in between. You have that big time gap.
All right. Well, I mean, it's good. I don't think there's anything. I don't know if this news is news, but that's okay. Like, let her get older. That's good. Eventually, she's got to die. So,
yeah.
As do we all.
Unfortunately.
So the final news of the week was apparently our mystery High Republic series Grammar Rodeo is in pre-production. Which pre-production is, for those who don't know, is like the earliest phase of a show. So there'd be like script writing and it'd be like drafting the script, like the first few drafts of script and stuff.
No, I'm sure I'm not saying not any storyboard, like designing, just design work and.
Well, you have
costume design, concept art.
It's after the outline, because you have an outline. You'll start looking at what people.
Hey, I got a question. Is Grammar Rodeo a term that I should be familiar with?
No, it's just some bullshit they made up.
I don't know what it means.
Yeah,
no.
Well,
it's like a
Simpsons.
So I dropped my Simpsons reference here, but it's kind of like a spelling contest, but it involves grammar. I guess I don't really know exactly because I never had one in school, but apparently that's kind of what it is.
Oh, it's a real fucking thing.
Yeah, it's a real thing.
It's a spelling bee.
No idea.
It's a term from The Simpsons.
Yeah, there was a Simpsons episode based around.
It might not be real. It might be
Bart going on a road trip.
Yeah, that might be.
There's also a book coming, Shadow of the Sith. A new book that's going to be released pretty soon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Luke and Lando.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
It actually sounds pretty good. I've read the first little synopsis on it. They have like a little page, or the chapter. It actually sounds like a good book.
We'll see. I think I might pre-order it for my Audible, but.
Do you guys still think? I mean, Grammar Rodeo. It's probably still. I was saying perfect timing for it to finally start.
Acolyte.
Yeah. Right.
We already know.
That's what I said.
I mean, that's when they've started. I mean,
yeah, but everything has a code. Everything has a code name when it starts. Like when they're working on it, they don't call it the Mandalorian. I forget what the code name was for it, but like High Republic, it was Luminous. Like, so, I mean. Mandalorian have it too. I don't remember what it was.
Original Star Wars.
They think they even do it for the second seasons of things too.
They do because they don't want you to know where the shooting is, so it doesn't leak stuff out. Star Wars does, so that you don't do it.
Yeah.
Well, the Book of Boba Fett had a thing too. They do
it for all of them.
Yeah. So I mean, I think it's still. I mean, this would seem the perfect timing for Acolytes, which is going to be the first High Republic lean in cinematically to supposedly.
I hope that Celebration, they mentioned something in Celebration. They probably will.
What?
About what's coming.
Yeah.
Hey.
Blue Harvest.
Which one was Blue Harvest? Generally seem to only tell you about things you already knew were coming, just to make sure you go and buy those products.
Yeah.
And
exactly.
Not going to announce new things is more what I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean, they will if it's coming out in the next couple of months or year. But if they're just doing pre-production right now for
that thing's not coming.
Grammar Rodeo or whatever, that's 2.5 years down the road, right? So it's Acolytes. If it's Acolytes, it's 2.5 years down the road, which does get us into phase 3, which would make sense because phase 3, remember, is going to be the sequels because that's where we're going to be in the storyline. It's in 2.5 years is when we're going to start that out. So then probably a year after, Jedi. Was Blue Harvest Jedi? Is that what it was?
Oh no, Blue Harvest was just
Blue Harvest was New Hope, wasn't it?
New Hope. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
New
what
Hope.
was code for Jedi? I don't know who's flipping all the stuff up.
Well, that's Dusty. He's the one.
Yeah, Andor probably. Maybe we should do a poll and see what people think we're going to get. I would not be surprised if we got the game trailer or some mention of the game for Cassis, and I would be not surprised if we got something for Endor. And that's they're not going to.
They're going to push Andor definitely.
I was Jedi then.
It was. I thought it was New Hope. It was New Hope.
I trust Jedi. They might not have needed anything for New Hope. Nobody knew what Star Wars was.
Anyways, whatever it is, you guys. So Celebration for those, they don't put out like their whole platform. They usually do 2 books that they're coming up with, a comic series, something in video games, something in TV, and then something in movies.
Oh, remember, it was canceled for 2 years. So they're going to come out with a bang. So this is going to be a big celebration.
I don't know.
We'll see. We'll see.
Might do it like a dip a toe in the water.
Hopefully.
Well, I mean, it's not like because they can't release. They're now on track to release the stuff on time, so they can't do like it's all for the scheduling. You know what I mean? So they'll do Celebration next year, and then if you do Celebration next year and you release 2-3 years worth of content at that Celebration, then what are you going to do next year for Celebration?
Yeah, you kind of neuter your.
Well, I don't think next year's going to be Celebration. I think it'll be every 2 years. They're going to push it every 2 years. They used to do it a long time ago.
Well, it's more than every 2 years, a long time ago.
Oh, by the way, according to Google, Blue Harvest was Return of the Jedi.
Jedi?
It was.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah, we trusted Dusty, or at least I
didn't need it for New Hope. There we go. All right. No, but my point is like I think we should taper our expectations. I would like Celebration, but like typical celebrations, you don't get. Like I remember the last Celebration, everybody was saying, "Oh, we're going to get like 20 things," and they dropped the Ahsoka thing. And people were like, "Oh, it was messed up. They were supposed to drop this X, Y, and Z," and all the rumor sites were, "Oh, they're going to drop all these things," and they didn't drop any of it. There was like nothing dropped there, and they're like, "Well, it fell through because of," and then nothing fell through. They're not going to drop it because they know what they're doing more than us, I guess us. So, but we'll see. Cross our fingers. Hopefully, we'll get a Mandalorian. Hopefully, we get a Mandalorian season 3. Some word on that. Hopefully, we'll get Andor finally, and hopefully, we will get.
Andor makes sense because that's coming relatively soon.
Yeah.
When's that book? What the book that Dom mentioned? When's that coming out? That's not coming out till after. Is that coming out in right? It's coming out right around. But is it coming around?
It might come out before.
It might be coming out after.
Because the last 2 times they dropped. What did they drop? They dropped the Ahsoka book at it, and they dropped the. What's her? Was it Dr. Afra? Or was it?
There are 2 books coming soon. There's 2 books.
You got an Obi-Wan. You have an Obi-Wan and Anakin book that's going to probably drop after the Obi-Wan series.
Yeah, so they usually drop but they usually drop a book too around that time. Like everything gets a drop. Everything gets like 1 drop. So that's what you can kind of expect. All right. But Grogu, what was it saying was being released?
I don't know. The Grogu thing.
All right, let's move on. What do we have next? Oh, comics. We've gone 30 minutes. I haven't got there. We're really slagging. All right, Vader 21. Speaking of, this isn't right, is it? Yeah, it is. Is it Vader 21 this week?
Yeah.
Okay, Vader 21.
Yeah, it was
like a month ago. This thing came out.
The 2 sprouses.
6 Spook is when Celebration, Sam? Could you find me the date on that?
The 25th.
It's what?
No, May 25th. That weekend.
So we'll probably get it. That's it. So we'll probably get the preview of the Sith book at Celebration. All right. We've got Sabe. Say your name again, please, Jedi. Sabe. Sabe's coming in. She's actually part of the Crimson Dawn. Once again, like, can we just off Ochi? I know they're trying to make him funny, but he's not even.
He's also part of the book.
A terrible shot.
Yeah.
He's part of the Shadow of the Sith, the book that's coming out.
Oh, good Lord. Can we just get rid of him? He's not. Like, at least Umbre does something in this book, but Ochi is garbage.
There you go.
Obi-Wan book is May 4th. So there we
10th.
go. May 10th. What celebration?
The 25th.
25th. So we're going to have an exclusive cover for the Obi book, and then we will have the previews for the other book. There you go.
And this Hunters thing too.
Oh, Hunters. That one I'm
that.
looking forward to, Wayseeker. What are we doing? We're still trying to review comics. All of a sudden, they sent out a bunch of stuff. We get some guys on the ship, blah, 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 blah. That doesn't matter. This was interesting. They go back and they hit up how there were some people that were taken out on Naboo. Of course, that gets Darth Vader hot and heated. So he had already started killing off his commander's people. The commander's ticked about it. Turns out that his people were actually the ones that all the people last week or last month that Darth Vader had killed out that worked for the Galactic Empire that were killed, and he knew that they were not part of the Crimson Dawn. It turns out were people that went over to Naboo and started killing the freedom fighters from Naboo, which, if you remember, at one point Darth Vader was out there trying to figure out where Padme was, and if she had kids or anything not. So it kind of links back there. We also get Ball Boy still here. Some of the freedom fighters.
It's almost like they included relevant news.
Yeah, I think you're right, James.
And we get some of the hunters versus some of the freedom fighters together. Ball guy looks like he's going the other way. Valance looks like a douchebag for some reason, and I don't even know why he's in the comics anymore. Because
is that a rock lord that they have with them? What's that?
I totally don't even recognize him.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't recognize him in person. Yeah, go ahead.
Remind me, because maybe it's been a while. So when Vader captured Valance and fixed him and gave him enhanced tech, they fixed his face too, right? I guess.
Yeah, it was all. Yeah, it was
right.
Well, no, he's got new.
Yeah, they made him a pretty boy now.
He's got some new skin.
Yeah, he's got new everything. Well, he changed from when he got fixed, though. He changed from the last book, so that's going to be fun. Either way, so now they're having a little fight back and forth. They're telling the one bounty hunter, "Hey, you're going to hang out with us. You're not going to go with the other guys." We'll see how that works, because I don't think it's going to work too well for him. At one point, the freedom fighters are like, "Listen, we're going to save. We're not going to let all these people get tortured by the Galactic Empire," even though they're still going in there thinking that the Galactic Empire are actually the officers are actually part of the Crimson Dawn. They're not. Once again, they're from that one commander's group that went down and killed the other handmaidens, or whatever you want to call Padme's, like, what are they called? The Queen's what? Queen's what, Jedi? The ones that faked that they were Padme?
Handmaidens?
Shadow.
Shadows. Yeah, well, the others.
Yeah, they Queen Shadows. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Queen's Shadow was the name of the book, and that's probably what they were called. There's also Queen's Peril was another novel.
Vader comes in and does what Vader does best and slices the ball assassin in half. Yeah.
So this droid that he just sliced in half, I was actually happy when Vader killed this droid, because this is just lazy. It's like, we need a droid. Okay, let's just get a thermal detonator and draw it like 1,000 times bigger, and that's our new droid.
It's a rock lord.
It remind me of like the ball droid with the needle. Like, nobody take that thing out. Like, it's not that.
I hated this droid from the beginning.
All right, well, ball droid's down. You don't have to do any more. So he goes over to talk to the lieutenant to ask. He's trying to get some of the clue and probably try to figure out where the babies are or whatever like that. She starts to give it, but then again, our fake boss ends up shooting the lieutenant in the head, which ticks off everybody. But Vader already gets the answer that he pretty much needed, which is she didn't know much. So then the assassins are like, "Well, Vader's going to kill you, fake boss," but Vader doesn't kill him. Instead, goes outside and says, "Hey, guess what? They knew I was coming because they had all these droids. I wonder who ratted them out. Balance, go kill Ochi." See, this is how Ochi, this is the dumbest shit ever, because, like, even with trying to give us this backstory of Ochi, like, how do you get away from Vader that many times, right?
Well, right. He lives out. He outlives
Vader. He's backstab Vader.
He outlives Vader.
What? He's like Ike in Tombstone. He just keeps getting away from Wyatt Earp. They just keep letting him go.
But then he runs right back to. And so Vader comes.
Yeah, he's making it back to the Cowboys.
And he goes, "Nobody follows me. I'm Ochi." Fucking everybody follows you, bro. Fuck.
You heard the new song, Ochi Abusan.
It was kind of dope how he did it, though. Vader comes in, swings through. That part was kind of dope. Then he sees, obviously, he's not going to kill Sabé, but he tells Sabé, yeah, I know you're part of that, but now you work for me. And there's Ochi still not dead. How is Ochi not dead? Ochi should be choked to death 1,000 times over.
You think Valance is the one that tracks him down and kills him in the desert?
Maybe because it's like when Luke finds them, like in the desert. When Luke supposedly was looking for him and found him in the desert, the bodies, he was already dead. So,
well, like I said, the new book that's coming out, they're going to explain he's one of the main antagonists. So we'll see.
Oh, Roddy, thank you. I have to show the new sneakers. I did buy a new pair of Pumas.
Oh, you did?
Nice. Yeah, of course. On season's coming up, ladies and gentlemen. We have some great plans too. If you're in the Motor City area, it looks like we might have a little happy hour we might be putting together. Just leak that information out there quickly for Renovision. All right, Dr. Aphrodite, the better of the two storylines, I believe. This book is getting really good. It's unfortunate that they cannot keep up books when they make books better. I remember when 8 months ago, when we were dogging Aphra and how bad it was. Now Aphra is becoming an all-star. They're having great things go on in it, and Vader's kind of taking I don't know. Did anybody like Vader this week?
I like Vader regardless of the fact. I think Vader books are more intriguing than the Star Wars books.
I can't follow.
That's Star Wars. Yeah. I mean, Star Wars. The Star Wars book is the lowest bar. Yeah. That's arguably not even a comic at this point. It's just junk.
It seems like with Vader.
I feel like Vader this week was a lot of like.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say it seems like with Vader comics.
I feel like it was.
They think they're gonna one up Vader. They think they're gonna figure him out and trick him, and then at the end he always comes back. Oh, I knew the whole time. I knew the plan the whole time. I was playing you guys for fools.
It's a lot of Ochi running away, thinking he's smarter than getting caught, and it's so dumb because they've done it 4 times already. JJ, your opinion?
No, I was gonna say what Jedi said. It reminds me of like cartoons. Like, I don't know if you remember cartoons a lot when they were a kid and they had the bad animation. You see like the same animated scene like 6 times in the cartoon. It was just slightly different to like change it just barely. That's like Vader comic. I feel like sometimes it's like, we'll just tweak it just a little bit. So it's like maybe a different character that pisses Vader off or like betrays him, but it's pretty much the same story.
Like He-Man running.
I was gonna say, why are you doing the He-Man run?
I had no idea.
He used it all the time. You'd see He-Man running, and then somebody would say a line, and then you see He-Man running this way. It was great. Either way, Aphra though is a blessing. Thank God. It was really good. I do like the characters that they've added there. They've added some new things. I know there's a bunch of questions. Apparently there's a bunch of questions in this book. I think
cover
it had to be was at 19 that we had the Sprouts. We had told you all, like, don't get FOMO on the Sprouts. There's going to be tons of copies of there. There was tons of copies. There's still tons of copies of the Sprouts out there.
Wasn't any in my LCS. Well, I mean, I didn't make it to
your LCS. You live in Hawaii.
Jedi. Hey, Jedi, I got 2 for you.
You know who has them? Daggett's Comics. Go over to Daggett's Comics. He probably got it for you for $4. I still have to send Jedi some stuff too. I can get you another one of these if you want it real cheap, like free. I'll give it to you, Jedi. But
I like free.
Yeah, the book was good. Besides that, so I think we're gonna get some because we talked about it in here. It comes in the first couple panels. Once again, I actually think that as bad as Ochi is, that the Ko-Pan character, the girl with the red hair, even given her backstory on how they did this, was really good. Like, I mean, I think I hate her, but I think I kind of like her too. You know what I mean? I like that she plays in there. Mm-hmm. We brought back some other characters like that. The Oka, the one girl. Her first appearance was in this series is #1. She's actually on the cover. She's the green with the white hair. She was part of like the Sansa, like they're like the 3. It's a clique. It's a girls' clique. What's the girls' clique? What's the one girls' movie where it's like the girls and they're the bad girls or whatever?
Oh, you mean freaking
Mean Girls? Mean Girls.
Mean Girls.
They're like Mean Girls, the Mean Girls, I guess. Either way, so they come back. She plays this little con there. They kind of give a little bit of the backstory of Ko-Pan. And then Ko-Pan sneaks into this hallway, and you see these statues. And I guess after the Sprouse wasn't doing, people tried to make a big deal out of these statues. I will talk about them in a minute. And then I guess Dom also has a question. So the first 2, you can translate a little bit, but they actually are – and so is the number 4, now that I look at it. They are all – 3 might be 2, but – the first 2 for sure are scholars from different.
There's 5 there total, right?
Yeah. But this is why. So these characters, the first 2 for sure, I know this. The first ones are the little bug-looking thing is SK Skinks, and the Skinks was in the Han novels, like the older Han novels. There's like a trilogy that they did. and that professor was the one that found the treasure ship. It was called the Queen's Baroon or something like that, I think. Yeah, Queen's Baroon for sure. Queen's Baroon, which was a treasure ship. That's what the claim to fame is. This one probably still alive at this point in the books. But it's interesting because they're bringing in legacy characters. Now, it never showed up in comics before, but I think they're just giving a tote and a nod to the game because it did show up in games too. So it showed tit and a nod to the novels and games because the first one too, he had kind of gray skin. He was a human. His name was, what was his name? Wet. And he was in the Lando books. Like there's that Lando trilogy they put out. He actually became a secret agent, but both of them, very interestingly, have a link to Lando and Han, and maybe not always on the up and up. Let's put it that way. The third one, all the way down, is the first reference to a group. Now, each professor has a different name. The scholar professors
give a little bit of a zoom in.
Yeah, thank you. At the certain university, the third one down is a Save. That's what they call their like scholar/teachers at this school. And that Save was the most popular before it got retired. It was mentioned early on by what's the guy that Lobot. That's exactly who that looks like. So I figure that all these have some like kickback and nod back to the Han Solo,
the Twilight, or Ahsoka.
No, after the Twilight.
Oh,
the little guy.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. Now, does that mean anything? Probably not. Will they show up in like a Lando show? Maybe, I guess. But Dom, did you have a question on these? Because you probably follow this stuff more than I do about the rumor reports on these.
Yeah, well, I don't know. Maybe basically something to do with the Lando, but maybe with the High Republic. Something to do with the High Republic. Maybe.
I don't think it would go that far back. The species in the middle. Well, they could because they can live to be 100 years old, I guess. The other one is a male on the front part. Does not live to be that old.
No, maybe the second wave of the new Republic that's coming.
Yeah,
you're freezing on us, Dom.
Freezing on us.
So originally, I think he's asking. Okay, so I'm asking. I think his question is, could they go into the prequel phase? Maybe, but they would have to. I mean, they could because they could scrub legacy of these characters. But three of these characters have already shown up in the timeline where Han Solo already has the Millennium Falcon, and where Lando has lost the Millennium Falcon already. So like Cloud City for one of those, the little short guy at the end would be around that time. That Lando had already been at Cloud City. So all these now could they rewrite Legacy? Sure, they did it already with Thrawn. They changed his timeline from Legacy out, but highly unlikely.
So I understand why we're talking about this because like you said, there was a to do about this earlier this week.
Yes,
but even if these statues come back and their characters show up in some Lando show or whatever,
I doubt they will.
Who cares about? Does anyone their
statues? Questions? You want to know why? That's the only.
Yeah. No, I totally understand why you're talking about it because of the to do that came up earlier. I just don't understand the to do to begin with. Is like their statues.
Yes. Well, once again, you don't like Kylo Ren. What is it? Whatever, because of the holocron image of Crest. So, but Dom will be trying to collect this book. Dom will be slabbing this book and trying to buy it in 9.8 because it's got statues of guys that probably won't show up.
God bless you, Dom.
So hey, listen, you put something in a comic, you never know what's going to happen because they do it for a reason.
No, they don't. Sometimes.
Oh, really? Okay.
Sometimes
I'm in that camp.
No, you're not. But sometimes it's just a tit and a nod, and I think that's what this is.
Yeah.
Right? I really do. I think it is. I don't think they're going to rewrite Legacy. I think it's like, hey, you're right. They do put in there for a reason, and a lot of times it's like hey, remember, I used to read this book as a kid, and these were some characters that I thought were cool. Because three of these characters do relate to similar storylines in the novels. So I bet you that's what it is.
But I appreciate the writers doing their homework and putting this in there as a
saying that they're fans. I get it.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I just don't understand why the hobby turns itself upside down over something like
that. What if it's the artists instead of maybe the writer said, hey, it's statues. The artist.
Yeah, whoever
well, whatever it is. That's what I'm saying is I think this one is just a nod. I don't think this is of importance, but I can be wrong, I guess. The second page is really cool though, because we do get a first appearance by Nas, and I think this character is the one being overlooked by everybody else. I think Nas has a little bit more importance, and I really like how she's written. And I think she might actually be one of the Ascendants. I don't know, JJ. Did you get that feeling on this? For a couple reasons. One, we got to go back before we go there. So we do get a little breakdown where we get Aphra, and Aphra explains. Now, this gets explained later on. We showed it in the previews. Aphra says that, if you get all the things and get the heart, then the Ascendants actually would turn into Sith. Later on, Nas says something different. I will address it. However, they have a phone call with Tag, and she's like, I'm going to get Aphra. And then everybody's like, she's making a fool out of you. And she goes, no, she probably found something very valuable. I'm going to send in Bosch, which we're not letting this character go away, I guess. So
the Bosch Power Rangers.
Yeah, we had a one shot of it.
Yeah,
Bosch is coming back.
Find out how Leah got the outfit.
So this is kind of cool. So Nash explains that the Ascendants, that the University of Bethel, the Ascendants built the university on top of pretty much the temple of the Ascendants, like the main temple. And now this is not it's not something in Star Wars that is. I mean, go look at Coruscant. You know what I mean? Like Sith temples and everything like that. So it's something that's reoccurring. But she seems to know a lot about it. They go down to try to find the heart. Aphra explains how they broke in again. She tries to catch down there because they're trying to get there before the heart gets done. And this line comes out. Though few know it, the Ascendants established their main temple on Bethel or Barlithal, or whatever the name of this place is, where they created their inventions.
Yeah,
the whole Darkside. So she confirms. Now, remember, she's the one that's in charge of like Darkside artifact and architecture and everything else. Like that's what her studies is. She's the expert in this. But it also, when you see her speaking, she seems to know a little bit more. I don't know what you thought about this, guys, but do you think that she is like somehow one of the Ascendants or part of the Ascendants? Because for some reason she knew the secret door. She knows what the heart is. They actually explained that she had some of these artifacts in there, and how they originally set up Kopan was because Aphra went in and stole some of them out of her office. So I thought it was just very interesting because I thought that this is like, am I just reaching here? But I thought it was like she might be play a bigger part in this.
Maybe,
Yeah, maybe.
See, the key word to me there was mimicking, right? Because I know we talked about that before. Was, are they going to show us how Sith are made? That doesn't jive with what we always thought. So yeah, when I read this, I was like, okay, this isn't the source of a Sith or the source of source of the dark side. It mimics the dark side,
which I really liked. I mean, I really thought that was cool that they did that. And then, she pulls out the sword too. She understands that the heart is actually this thing. It's the actual center part of their temple, and that they're going to end up sacrificing it. Now, do you remember that Kopan has all the stolen artifacts, and some of those artifacts were stolen from what am I saying? Nas, the teacher lady. And then Aphra comes in. It looks like they're going to try to sacrifice Aphra. We know that's not true, that the dark side kind of takes her over a little bit, though, because of what the previews have told us. I thought it was real cool. And out of this book, if there was something to take, I think it's the Nas character. Because if she becomes an Ascendant, that could have some linking. Dom, you're asking. This is why I'm saying, like, you're not wrong. Like, okay, yeah, we said, they don't always put something in there. But the nod to the High Republic, if there's something that does have a nod to the High Republic, it's going to be this Nas character, in my opinion, after reading this book.
Looking at this book, what character would be good in this book? Jedi's favorite character, Diva Lampop.
Huh? That'd be kind
of, because they don't use this is basically it's basically all women. It's mostly women driven book, which is awesome. So the character they introduce new characters, and they don't show the characters like Diva Lampop. They had the one little origin story on her, the one book that came out, and that's it, like little scenes.
Well, what if she was one of the ones so my whole theory, here we go, a little bit of theory. My whole theory is that Nas has been around for a long time, right? And we know that the Ascendants have been around since the High Republic, correct? We all know that, right? But she had to assemble a lot of these artifacts. So how did she assemble a lot of them? You're right. Lone Pop could have gone out there stealing some of them or keeping some of them alive. She obviously knew where this was because she was easily going underneath it. So does she have some link to the High Republic? If they do a High Republic link, I do believe it's going to be through Nas. And I don't know.
She's a Twi'lek, right?
She would be one. That's what those little dots on the side and the little what can say. I mean, she might not be a, but you never know if if they can mimic it. Because remember, one of the things that Ascendants were trying to do
was a Twi'lek. That's just a hat.
It's the earpiece with the studs that you can tell. But they're trying to extend life, right? Like that's why they were one of the mimicking parts that they were trying to go through there. So maybe she's older than we think. She looks old as dirt.
Well, think about it. This book has been actually really hidden towards the High Republic because of the hyperdrive from the Nile.
There's
a lot of connection story.
This is actually the first thing that's turning out to be real. Are these artifacts and this heart? Like this is because the Pathfinder was fake. Obviously, a couple of other things were fake. But as Tag said, like she's sending in Boosh because this is the first real thing and it could be super valuable. I don't know. Whatever it is, it's really cool. Could it link? The question somebody asked me is, could it link to the High Republic and could it link to, and I know everybody's saying it because it's a big thing about grammar or whatever, because it's in the news. Yes, there's a very small chance that this does link to all that type of stuff, which would be the Acolytes. All right. Next week, we've got another bounty hunter thing, which I felt was so sad because of Forlom and Zuckuss in this book just get whooped on. We've got another Sprouse that will not be rare, so don't worry about it. You guys should all get it.
But it's another first cover appearance, so somebody's going to buy out.
Yep.
Yeah.
Greek Guardian.
There's going to be a ton of them. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. It's what the Black Series of this guy became a hanger.
You can buy one at Target still, probably on the pegs.
Dude, okay. Speaking of that, we are going to have a retrospect. Somebody suggested a retrospect. We are going to have one on tap for a certain book. Thank you for your inquiry. FOC also, we got Dr. Afra. This won't quite be, this is probably going to be the one book that kind of turns it over to us to tell us where it's really going to go here. I'm excited for it. So
I like the cover A.
The first cover A and B. Yeah.
I like them all. They look pretty good.
I really do like. I mean, it's like if you're gonna have a worthless sidekick story building character, like they should do it like Copan because that character is really good. Ochi is garbage. All right, FOC Han Solo. Have got.
Is the scholar be related to?
What's that?
I wonder if they're the same species.
What's that?
No, well, she said we was Twilight, wasn't she? Never mind. I was thinking blue skin, but never mind.
Are you talking about the
archivist? But they can't be related.
I actually think the archivist and Copan can not.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
Yeah,
they actually could be related. Yeah, but remember, her color changed after she went to after she hit
Dagobah. She turned green. Right? Wasn't it green? Like he's blowing blue.
Yeah. But you never know. It's Star Wars, so anything can happen. All right, Han Solo and Chewbacca. We've got a not finished yet cover for the B cover. A cover is what it is. And what the fuck was Hughes thinking?
What? It's supposed to be like a selfie?
Yeah. Did somebody zoom in or something? Not too far on that one.
That's a Hughes, so it's going to sell well. I think that's what I figured out happened with the remember we were like, why are they doing a second print of this book? That's what everybody wanted the Hughes, so there was a huge order for it, right? And there was a run on it. And then I should have thought about that. And then they got another one. So we got 2 Hughes at this point. Will we get a third? It depends on how many people order this Hughes. Guys, what do you think of the cover on the right? That's the Hughes. You get Han Solo's eyes on top of his hair, and you get Chewie's teeth and his battling or whatever the strap.
Dude, it looks like an inappropriate cover, is what it looks like to me. I don't want to know what Han's doing down there.
You know, if you guys order enough of these Hans, or the Hughes, they're probably going to do a third one, and maybe you'll get the opposite version of this.
Is it an incentive or is it just?
Yeah, it's incentive. It's the incentive for this one.
What would the opposite of this one be?
Solo high, I guess, and really low. No, I mean, I guess like if you think the figure is the dad, right? Like if you think that Oven's the dad, you're probably going to want to order this heavy, so you get a third Hughes cover, and then the third Hughes cover would be you want Oven on the cover, right? Is that what you want, Dom? You're a completionist. This is why I'm asking you. I'm not picking on you. Yeah. But if there was wouldn't your hope be to get a 1 in 25 Hughes with Oven, Han's dad on it, or Ovan? I know where it's
Yvonne, it would be nice to have it because you'll have the character on the cover.
Yeah, see,
well, you're not just going to be happy with the Noto Han smell my finger Greedo cover, because I think that's a good one.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
I'm shooting first
because Oven, I'm calling him Oven because I'm done with Oven.
Oven.
All right, Oven does show up in I think it's book 3. I think the B cover, Oven's on the cover of it. So if they keep it around there, we'll see. You'll take the B, BK.
That reminds me of.
We don't know if that's what's actually
It
going to
reminds me of Bill and Ted and Beethoven and Beethoven.
Oh yeah,
Beethoven.
Beethoven. Beethoven.
Yeah, so the so-called dad is either on 3 or 4. Yes, Dan, it's on 3 or 4. But there's also that they're coming out with the Japanese covers that same month. I think they're doing like a whole month, so you get Momoka. I can't remember who they all are. That would be the same week. I think that cover's coming out, and I don't think that's going to be an incentive. I think it's going to be kind of like how they do the Pride covers, so they don't have an incentive cover for
Marv
it
knows.
What's that?
Said Marv knows. So great.
So great.
So crazy. All right, so crazy. We already did so crazy. Trigger figure. I got it. All right, next up, down the road. Just wanted to mention this that they're starting to solicit the Dark Horse trade paperback in this collection of short comic stories. The Crew of the Ghosts, Dodge Criminals, blah 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 blah. They're pretty much going to put. It's featuring 43 rarely seen comics. This collection is a must for any Star Wars fan. It's going to have 1 through 35, the Star Wars Rebel magazines, 37, 39, Star Wars Rebels 1 through 4. And when you're like, wait a minute, does that equal up? No, does it? 4 plus 6 plus 1 does not equal 43. They're going to add a couple more things in there too. So might have a couple, newspaper clippings or whatever else. It said comics, it didn't say comic books. So we'll see what we get in there. But that's starting to come in. Or those early and often. Hopefully, they might come up with a variant cover for a TP. It's very rare for a TPB, but you never know. It's Star Wars, so
they want to make money. So I wouldn't be surprised.
Don't be surprised.
Some of those magazines had more than one comic in them. Like it'd be
but would you consider
two different comics?
Yeah, that's what they're going to do.
Like the magazine, it'd be like one comic would be 8 pages, the other comic would be like another 8 pages.
I understand.
2 different stories.
I read another solicitation for it where they made it sound like they're going to do like 2 or 3 original stories.
They might. I don't know. I'm just saying.
Someone doing. Excuse me. Yeah. Well, talk to Dark Horse because it's going to be under Dark Horse. Make sure you're looking under Dark Horse now, no longer IDW. So that's the first thing they're going to put out, I believe. And there we go. That would be the end of reviews, I believe. Oh, shoot. Yep, it's the end of reviews. Very good. For those toy people, we will. Rebels take my money. Marv's got it. Everybody's going in on that. I would keep one nice.
Yeah, I probably would have to buy one too.
Yeah, I think they're going to be pretty
on the shelf.
I think people are going to overlook it.
Before we move on, I got to say one thing. I like how I get a bunch of crap for bringing up Keira Knightley reference. Marco brings up Mean Girls and nobody bats an eyelash.
I was stunned that he knew what Mean Girls was. I was shocked.
After he professed his fandom for Pitch Perfect.
I'll be honest, I've never watched Mean Girls before, but I know that it was a movie about girls that were being mean in the high school. So. I know pop culture, man. I can reference that. I only brought it up one time and didn't actually know you guys actually helped me out with the name of the movie. However, you bring up what's her name every week. So, all right. Let's go Dom time. Dom's Collectibles. Dom, what do we got here?
All right. We got a new statue that's coming out from, I believe, Bandai. I think this is the Bandai, new Bandai 1/6 112 scale. 112 scale Bandai, which they're making 12-inch figures now, which is amazing. It's like I think the first time, which is coming out soon. Looks pretty cool. This is I can't pronounce the name. Was it the statue's it's the Japanese statues that come out.
Oh, the
Kotobukiya.
Yeah. So this is the Mandalorian. If you're into those statues, it's pretty cool. This is coming out brand new. Should be coming out soon.
Got my Green Lantern right here from one there.
Yeah.
Magnetic feet. I like that.
I think I'm tired of the Mandalorian pieces that are coming out.
Really?
You got a spear.
I know, but you have one, you have them all. It's like the pops too. It's the same thing.
Wait a second. After all of the Boba Fett figures and things you buy, you're saying if you have one, you have them all.
No. Do you remember? Hey, you remember about 2 weeks ago, he started saying, I think I'm going to thin out some of my collection. I knew this was coming. He said, I was going to think about clean out some of my collection. Ruben, we are putting your statues show on next. I don't understand statues. Okay. Right, Dom?
I'm a place for him.
Go ahead. Ask Dom. Let's see what he's saying.
Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying the fact is that it's, they're coming out. Look, they're going to milk the market with all the other figures, different types. It's nice to have, like, my Boba Fett collection. I'm going to continue to grow it because that's the figure I like. But everything else is just,
some of this. I don't know if this is one of them, but some of this company's ones they're more like models, like they have interchangeable parts.
Yeah.
It's cool.
I don't know if that's one of them or not, but
General Giant does it like with the
Grogu,
some of the busts.
You can swap little out carriage
heads and things like that.
Little crib, which is pretty
cool. But how many of those do you need? I agree. Hey, you don't got to tell me. I don't understand any of this stuff, but
but completionists, to people that like all the Star Wars stuff, like like Ruben and a couple of people out there that follow me on IG, they buy everything.
It's like one of my. But is this what we're getting at? Because it's like one of my econ teachers used to. It's the worst example ever, but it was strawberries. He'd always say, like, at a certain point, even if you don't throw up them, if you eat too many strawberries, you're depreciating value of even collecting, like eating strawberries. Is that what's happening here? Like, we're just having so many of these collectibles because we're in such a big collectible time that diminishing whatever return you collectible guys, you FOMO guys get. Is this what we're doing here?
Didn't use widgets.
Well,
you know
what?
What?
So was the econ.
And he was a weird dude. He wore black socks and sandals, Jesus sandals all the time.
Well, look, I look at it this way. Every toy company wants to, jump on the bandwagon and try to make money because people are going to buy it no matter what. And everybody has a choice of preference of what they want. Sideshow, Hot Toys, gentle, like the next is Hot Toy.
Well,
it's the KX Assassin.
Yeah, a lot of that stuff is
the droids that
I mean, it's not like it's a.
What?
I was gonna say it's not like it's a Black Series figure, right? I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, Dom. Isn't a lot of that stuff like a limited run deal?
Well, the statues are more
like the statues and stuff like that. Hot Toys does and Gentle.
We will get into that because
they're limited.
Ruben's got a good video and he explains some of that stuff later.
Well, look, like some the statues. Like if you're gonna collect, like if Ruben gets into it with the statues, there's a lot of different things with statues that actually statues do appreciate more money because they do make a limited statue. It is a limited statue. These toys that come out, they'll make a limited run, and then later on they'll come out like the Hot Toys. If a hot toy is really hot, eventually they'll release it again. If you're going to do it for investment, don't do it. If you're going to do it for collectability, that's what you do. Because people right away, money. Like the Funko Pops. People collect more for the money because the values, not because of what they like. So when something else comes out, because it's all a business. Everybody has to make money. It's all about money. And
this is kind of cool, by the way. This was kind of, but they do a lot of art behind this. So what is this one?
This is the KX Enforcer droid. These are the ones that the Purge on Mandalore that they showed, which I'm very surprised for that one little scene.
T-1000.
That one little scene.
Look, you got the whole Terminator background there going.
So go back to the one little scene, which is kind of crazy because they dropped this right now, but there's no Book of Boba Fett pops. I mean, Hot Toys that they came out with. This is the first one they came out with, and for a minor mini scene, which they'll probably show in Mando season 3. Like they'll do more of the history of the back of the Thousand Tears and that of Thousand Tears. And,
cool. I'd like to see that. I will put that as a hope to see it.
But did they already have a K2SO figure that they just repainted?
Yes, they did.
That's what I mean. Then it's an easy.
Well, the whole fact, and the whole fact is that the Chaos is a lot of money. It's like an $800 toy. Because it was very limited.
Well, this isn't a K. This isn't a KS2. This isn't a KS20. This is a KX droid. Oh, different.
No, but you know what I'm saying.
All right.
I'm joking. I'm pulling.
We have a potential list of what's coming out for Star Wars Celebration pop-wise, and in my eyes, lazy Funko, because all these figures that are coming out, they have them already. We probably get the new scopes, but you have a Vader that's coming, a Luke, which in the next slide you're going to see what the Luke looks like, a Princess Leia Stormtrooper, a Millennium Falcon with Lando Pop Ride, which I have the Han Solo Pop Ride, which I'm definitely not going for that. A Chewbacca, a Star Wars 5-pack. You might be interested in Jedi. It's a 5-pack with some figures. And then a pop with the Vader holding Luke cover.
Why would I be interested in that?
Yeah, of course, there's just cake.
No, and then you have a New Hope pop poster. They don't know. It's to be decided. We don't know. And then the soda is a Luke comic and a Boba Fett comic. The only one I'm interested in is the Boba Fett comic. That's it. To be honest with you,
there's going to be something. So it's either the 5-pack or something. There's going to be one other thing that Pops is going to do.
well, the 5-pack.
They're not. It's too early to release what it is because it'll give away.
This is potential. We don't know if this is the exact thing. This is what's floating around. That
Hey Joe, what's going on, my man?
that this
Yeah,
might be.
so that
but,
might be potential. Because usually Pops has one of the characters. They can't release it, but it's one of the characters for one of the trailer things that they drop. So
that
this
and
all
then
looks like-
there's supposed to be a Clone Wars Boba Fett coming out when he's a child. So that might be a limited one that drops at the convention. They'll show later. So this is what the Luke looks like with the shared sticker, the Galactic Convention exclusive. So Tachi Station Luke, which it's not bad. I like the box. It's with the silver, the nice matted box.
This shit sells out so fast.
Oh, dude,
So
let me tell you something.
fast.
No matter what it is, they sell out.
Dude,
So,
it's the pops at Celebration is like 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Like they don't even need to be there after 30 minutes. Because there's
well, I'm
nothing
very
fucking
happy
left.
that there's really nothing big for me to like get excited
No,
with.
just
because-
wait till they tell you what the one.
Wait, when it gets closer, they'll probably drop some surprises.
Yeah, no, the weekend of when you find out what the one thing is that they're gonna have, you're gonna be like, son of a bitch.
Yeah, because
Damn it,
they'll
I
have
need
a
that
numbered
Cal
pop.
Kestis.
They'll have a numbered pop, a pop that's like a only 1,000 pieces or 500 pieces. They'll do that with one of the pops. But so this is the first look at potential Luke shared.
Yeah, the box looks kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's the black. These boxes are going to be black with the silver, silver sketching of the Star Wars and the number. Look what the number it is. 511 already. How many pops they have already for Star Wars?
Boys, in the
What
chat,
is it?
if you guys are going to be at Celebration, hit us up in the DM, please. If you're going to be at Celebration, hit us up in the DM, please. You can send it to Tales from the Dark Side. What the shit's my thing?
What do you want? Oh, we want the
Send it to
IG?
IG. Yeah.
Oh,
Send
there
it here. Or send it to him, and then he'll forward the message to me. Okay? All right, go ahead.
Hey, wait a minute. What is Vader holding Luke? What is that? Is that a scene? What is?
I don't pop. Well,
Picking him up.
they
I'm
were
trying to
okay. So
he's gonna cradle him. He's gonna have him like,
Is
oh, I
it
love
really
you, little
Luke
fella.
holding Vader?
no, I think what they're doing is the Vader holding Luke cover was supposed to be from the comic book, from one of the comics, from the new books that they're actually supposed to drop a new Luke with Vader. I don't know. The way they say it sounds a little funny. It could be the Luke holding Vader, on the Death Star scene in Return of the Jedi. It could be. And then the New Hope pop poster, which I don't know if it's a pop that's coming with it or just the poster.
Okay.
They don't give them much detail, but the sodas, the comic, Luke comic, and Boba Fett are from the comic book, which is really cool.
All right. All right, cool. All right, speaking of, okay. First off, I'd like to defend myself for some comments real quickly because I think there's a misunderstanding here. Let's see what this is. Paneling whatnot like crazy. You were pre-bidding whatnot. Were you? Jedi? Where does this go back here? Something about
What?
Okay.
You're going way too far back. That was
Yeah.
like an hour ago.
Yeah. All right. First off, it's not like I actually watched Mean Girls. And where is this one? I don't hate Friends. I've just never watched Friends. So it's on the same level as Mean Girls. Just because I know what it is doesn't mean I actually watched them. That's all I'm saying about that. So I'd like to just clear that up. And of course, leftover.
Nice one, James. If you watch Mean Girls, you'll know what that means.
Fetch, like the guy from, what's his name? Chevy Chase?
No, she was trying to
Chevy
make
Chase?
that phrase, man. That shirt is so fetch. Stop trying to make fetch work.
Okay, nope, didn't
gonna
know that
happen.
one. So there we go. So that's why I thought you were talking about Fetch Liz.
No.
Fletch,
That's Fletch with an
no
L.
Fletch. It wasn't Chevy Chase. Okay. All right. Well, that's it. Now, speaking of statues, Pete, I think we have something. So
Wait,
does Sci-Fi.
you don't want to point out that Zaggy was on board with you?
Oh, well, Zaggy, of course, had to get in his hot girls thing. So Mean Girls are hot girls. I figured that was a little nod to him.
No, but he was saying it's a good movie.
Well, we get Pretty Little Liars too, the other movie.
I never saw it, but sure, it's a good movie. Okay.
What?
Fences
Pretty
were
Little
really
Liars is a show, but
No,
I've
no.
not seen it.
I haven't seen that either.
You guys ever watch
girl,
Easy A?
The lead girl showed up the
Oh,
hotel.
Oh yeah, I
She was at the
actually
hotel.
like Easy A.
Yeah.
Are we really having a conversation about Mean Girls shows that you guys
Yeah.
have all watched?
Yeah, why not?
Hey,
Hey, please play Ruben's thing. Please play Ruben's thing. Jesus Christ.
All right, fine.
Yeah, I don't get it either. Oh,
Hey guys, it's Ruben. First of all, if you're new to the channel, I want to say welcome. Now, you might not know what's going on right now. I have a monthly series that they show on the Star Wars show that focuses on my collection. Episode 1 was about prints. The second one was about soundtracks. Now, Astro came up with the idea that he wants to see my statues, so I'm going to be focusing on those today. So welcome to episode 3 of the Darkside Cave. Okay, the first two we're going to look at are actually both from Gentle Giant. The Leia statue is 81 out of 1550. And the Vader is 4416 out of 5000. This next statue is also from Gentle Giant,
Wowza.
titled Princess Leia as Jabba's Slave. 4484
Unwilling prisoner.
out of 5500.
true.
This Darth Malgus statue is also from Gentle Giant. Came in the Collector's Edition Old Republic video game.
Oh, I remember that.
This Darth Malgus
Oh, that's a big one.
is from Sideshow Collectibles. It's not numbered, but it is absolutely amazing. This Mandalorian came from Hot Toys.
I like the cloth.
Yes.
Nice touch.
I actually have him in the flying position with Grogu by him. And as a bonus, they throw in a little extra pieces, and you can make like another little scene separate from the main one.
Ice cream maker.
All right, this Vader is from Sideshow Collectibles.
Look, he did have green.
Has a light up base and also has the helmet
That's kind of cool.
separate. These next few are from Atticus. This one is, of course, the Yoda. Then I have the R2-D2. Now, I was fortunate enough to meet Kenny Baker and have him sign this one.
Nice.
Pretty cool.
The next Atticus I have is Darth Maul. And again, I was fortunate enough to meet Ray Park and have him sign it. This one, of course, is Slave Leia. And again, I
Unwilling
was able
servant
to
Leia.
meet Carrie Fisher, and she signed it for me. The next one's is Han Solo in Carbonite. Now, I've never met Harrison Ford, but you can't have Han Solo in Carbonite without Boba Fett.
There you go, Don.
Now, I was actually able to meet all three Boba Fetts.
Yep.
Mark Morrison, Jeremy Bullock, and Daniel Logan.
That's
Show
awesome.
off.
Now, before I get into my last few, I want to do some
Finally,
honorable mentions,
there you go.
some Koto Bukias, and Metacom Toys, Master Replicas. Okay, this Darth Maul was actually from Gentle Giant. And again, I met Ray Park, and he was able to sign it for me.
That's cool.
This Vader was also from Gentle Giant. And not only did I have David Prowse sign it, but also Hayden Christensen.
Oh, nice.
That's nice.
And my last piece from Sideshow Collectibles. Standing over 26 inches tall. It is Lord Vader himself. All right, one last thing. I didn't do my Bradford Exchange statues because I just have too many of those. So we can add them to the list. And if you want to see something, I need you to make a comment. Now, Pete's going to put up the list for me again, and you're going to have to choose. And if nobody chooses, then I'm probably going to have Styx do it. Thanks for watching, guys. May the force be with you.
Oh, cool. It's kind of crazy. Like, a lot of people have the autographs. I can never wait online. I have no patience to wait on lines because these lines are huge. And,
Dude,
it's amazing.
I'm right there with you. They like George Perez and Jim Starlin were at a show, and I'm like, I'm not waiting in that line. I was like, oh, nobody's waiting for Ron Lim right now. I'll get in that line.
The crazy thing is, you go to a convention, right? All right, if you're going for a specific thing, and if you're not going to go for enjoying the convention, you wait online for 5 hours to get an autograph, and it's okay. But you miss so much when you're waiting on that line.
I know.
Good job.
Yeah, just not my thing.
Yeah, the Magnus.
My thing.
That was kind of cool. That
Magnus is
kind
hot.
of dope. Yeah. Dope.
Yeah, Sideshow came out with a Magnus before, and they were very limited. They came out with a Bosk. They also had a Thrawn. The Sideshow came out with a bunch of things back in the early 2000s.
Yeah, I remember the video game one because my brother actually had that one. He bought the collector's edition. He had that figure. So when I saw it, I was like, oh, I remember that.
That's cool.
Pete,
Wasn't mine,
do we have
my brother,
do we have a
but I
marker
remember it.
report this week? What other segs do we have left? Do we have a market report?
We got the S3.
S3, the one everybody loves. By the way, for you
got,
people that we tell you to do stuff, if we tell you to do stuff, we were going to call out some of these people. For S3 this week, we chose 2 of the books chosen for S3 were from people, and we appreciate you. Where the hell did I put this thing? We appreciate you guys. Who was it? Here we go. One of the books is going to be this from Louis.
We get to it. We'll show it when we get to that book.
Oh, all right. Well, whatever. Well, I'm going to thank Lewis anyways. Thanks, Lewis.
All right.
Maybe it's too soon to do Trail Shadow 5 ratio for the SSS, but another ridiculous price in the market. There's a room to grow, so that's one of the books we'll be doing. Another suggestion that was also put in from NCon. Great show, chaps. Thank you. We always love that. Love the new Slab, Dash, and Sell section. Thank God he didn't put it after it. Very good. Wondered what you thought were the High Republic Adventure RI issue 2. Yes, seems to be going crazy at the moment. It was, and it's still a great book. That's what I think about it. But I'm a fan of that book. Keep up the wonderful work. Love watching your shows. We appreciate that. We appreciate both those guys. So apparently, our more English or more European fans can figure out how to put comments below when they need to. We'd appreciate it, guys. If U.S. representative one time or another, thank you very much. Next up, Stash, Slab, Sell.
Yeah, we don't remember what you guys put in the live chat. You got to put it down in the comments below the video for us to be able to pull it later.
Sad but true.
Yeah, we're also pretty lazy. Part of the reason. All right. Let's go. I think all probably BK. That's a good question.
Well, I think we got this down now, right? People get the idea.
Yeah. I still included it just for
give them a quick
posterity's sake, but yeah.
Kind of a
so Stash.
And by the way, if
that's
you
the long hold.
You could still slab it and then save it for. I mean, at this point, it takes you 6 months. Or how many months is it now, Pete? Like 3.5, 4 months.
There's a thingy. Do you want?
Okay, go ahead.
I took a screenshot. Here it is. I took this yesterday.
All right, this is yesterday.
So they're only opening packages from February 21st. So
February.
Wow.
So 3 months. So you probably got 4
days.
130 days, 48 days fast track after a month before they open your package. So don't.
Yeah, it's after they open it. By the way, yeah, that's after they open it.
Exactly.
So 48 days after they open. Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah, fast track 48 days. So that's a little bit over a month after 2 months. So yeah, like I said, you're looking at 5 to 6 months.
And fast track's twice as much as it used. Like not twice. It's $6 more than it used to be. It's $15. Or it was $5. I'm not. This is no non-discounted prices.
No. This isn't. No, yeah, it's
This
not
is flat
more
pricing. But if you have
Yeah.
a membership or whatever, it's a couple bucks cheaper.
cheaper.
Not much, like $2 or something.
Well, at least they don't let people
Like
just
85
walk.
days for standard is crazy.
Yeah, it's
For
ridiculous.
fast track, like how's that fast?
You ready?
3 months is fast.
All right, so let's go. What's up next?
All right, first
All
book.
right, so
Take your
just go over it
phone.
real. Yeah,
Oh,
I'm trying
you
to
wanna go over this?
Go ahead.
Go over what the.
I don't know, but we'll do it real quick. So it's the long hold, the stash. So it's going to be one you hang on to. You're going to see where it goes as far as up or down. Slab is going to be obviously you're going to send it to a grading company. You're going to spend some extra money on it. You think it's worth it. Doesn't mean necessarily you have to slab it and then sell it. It just means you're putting money into the book
You're gonna put more
besides
money
the
in
book itself. Yeah. And then sell is you want out. You're going to get what you can out of the book and cut it loose. And that's pretty much it.
All right.
All right. First book.
All right. Who's got this?
All right, so
Tyler.
me.
All right.
Okay.
One of these.
Go ahead,
had
go
one of
over
these.
it. Oh, wait, what? Go. Who? What? Go.
Dom, you got your copy?
Dom. Go ahead. Whoop. That's not Dom.
Or Dom or Jedi?
Still
I
not
don't know.
Dom.
Look at this.
Still not
Anyway.
Dom. Still not Dom.
There you go.
Other Dom. There you go. We
right.
only have one Dom.
All right, here it is.
All right.
Now, when I bought it inside the bag it's in now, and I didn't take it out at all. But it does have sharp corners. The first thing you see is the sharp corners. But right by the barcode, there's like a little tick right there. But no spine
Is it a
ticks.
tick or is it a bend?
Yeah.
Is it tick or a bend? Does it
It's
like
like a
break
little-
color?
Like a
It's like
little
a
tick.
corner.
Got a bend.
Yeah.
It's like
Is
maybe
it
like
on
a
the
little,
is it on the binary or is it?
it's right on the corner. It's like a little like a little like nick. Like you get the books out and you put the book on the shelf. Maybe
Is it like a binary tear in it? Like
Ye-
it's kind of shredding, or is it? Well, stop picking at it.
it's right. If you could see it, because it's white, you just really can't tell. But
Huh.
no,
Okay.
there
So
you
it's a
go.
small flaw.
Yeah, it's a
It's
smaller
small.
floor, but
Small flaw.
Yes, that's not here.
there's no spine ticks on the side.
It's not hurting color. Oop. It's not hurting color. Why did I? Pete, could you take over that? So it's not hurting color. It's not doing anything.
Who's
Okay.
running these controls?
I'm not.
What are you trying
Driving
to
this
do?
train.
I was trying to get that thing back up. Okay. All right.
Any which way. There we go.
So go ahead.
There you
So
go.
this is, by the way, this is Jedi's favorite book for everybody who
Oh
doesn't
yeah,
know.
everybody. This
He
is why
likes
it's in there because it hates.
So this is
I hate this book
the
on
theme
some
this week
level.
was kind of High Republic. Our theme this week was High Republic. So this is technically the first showing of a High Republic character. So for those who don't know, this is Avar Chris's quote unquote cameo, where she shows up in a holocron. Who nobody knew who it was Avar Chris until the artist. I think it was the artist actually had to go and say, "Hey, that's who that is."
Yep.
And everybody was like, "Oh." This was before High Republic was actually out. So.
Yep.
But anyways, you got 97 total graded. You got 56 9.8s. I couldn't find 9.6 sales data, so went with 9.8 average sales data was around 5.10, and the average raw price is actually kind of it's up and down, so it's a roller coaster. But looking at the average, you're about 148.
148 for 9.8.
So,
No, 148 raw.
Oh, 148 raw. Okay.
raw
510.
5.10 for a 9.8.
Not bad. Do you think this is going to go up?
Not
I guess-
necessarily, but
What do you, let's hear what Dom's opinion is on this. Dom, go ahead. Give us what your
Go ahead,
thoughts
go
All
are.
right. The only way I see this book going up, if they do bring out a show and Varcrest is in it, that's one. But also if they have a Kylo show with the Knights of Ren, because it's basically the Knights of Ren, this book can go either way. It can go up and down. It could maybe go up.
I actually think this isn't a bad book to slab because it's got a lot more than Chris going for it, right?
I'm just
Yeah,
looking
this
at the
whole
difference
series was
between
popular.
150 and 510. It's worth the $30 or whatever just to send
Yeah,
it
I
to-
actually was thinking about
Take a
it.
shot.
but
And
taking
it
a
doesn't
shot-
matter when it comes back
Yeah.
because if High Republic hits, it's like in a little bit. If they announce something that they're going to do something on the Knights of Ren, if they announce that they're going to do the Jedi Academy stuff,
Yeah.
like they're because she shows up at the Jedi Academy. She shows up at the Jedi Academy
Yeah.
when the training for. So, yeah, I think it's Slab.
Yeah, definitely. If it comes back at 9.6, I'll do 9.6 all day.
You want to know what my fear of this book is, though? Why I almost say I'm a stash it on this, but I'm almost a sell it for the reason that I fear it will become the Kanan 12 of this dilemma.
Yeah.
Like if something ever does happen with Ava Chris and she's actually in a TV show,
do you think
will
they
this
could
be
get
the book
away?
that everyone gravitates towards?
I don't know. Do you think they
I don't
can get
know.
away with doing that? I don't think they can get away with doing that now. Like that, I just don't think you can get. I just don't think you can get away with doing what they did to Kanan.
You think because it's so entrenched, it'd be hard to do that?
I think that there's so many people now that like when Kanan 12 was going out, people were just throwing their hands up in the air, and like people like us that were like, that's not, like, no, we didn't realize we had to yell louder maybe than when we did. So like, I think that kind of now the minute even if you make a mistake, I mean, us who we try to be as accurate as we can. If we mispronounce something, we'll get called out for it. So I don't think you can do that again.
Yeah, but to kind of join Jedi's camp on this one, like this isn't the same in a sense. This isn't an actual first appearance. It's a goddamn holocron appearance. Like this,
It's like one little small.
It's like a recording. This is worse
it's
than
not
Darkside on the television screen on Jimmy Olsen 134. Like this is.
Do they
not
name
her.
I can't remember. I haven't opened this book in a long time. Do they name her on it?
No,
she's not.
Nobody knew who it was until the artist. Till the artist had to come forward on
and she doesn't have her
Twitter
headband
and tell everybody who it was.
Okay, somebody asked this question. So somebody asked this question in the chat, and I'm going to do a very short version of it, real quickly. I'm not going to go through. There's a bigger process throughout it, and I know this because IRL in real life, I am an appraiser. So some of these things of antiquities and collectibles. That's what my job is.
It is.
That's what I do as a living. So, and I do a lot that has to go to court and stuff like that. So I will tell you from a literary standpoint, because she's not named, because she's not already a known character in any realm or world that she's in, it would be a cameo. This is going to be a cameo, and it should be a cameo when it comes out. With that being said, it's not just that she's in it with the High Republic thing. We just mentioned why there's so many other things going for it. And if you have to prove the value of this, you can eventually prove the value by saying, because there's multiple things that happened in this book, and it was a short run. It was everything else.
It is a fantastic cover, by the way.
Word bubble. She has a word bubble in it too. She talks.
Yeah, but that does not.
This is a cover. It's a fantastic cover. I know,
cover.
But sometimes for Star Wars books, and when they're rare, sometimes that does it.
And a ratio. I mean, there's a bunch of things where you can add the value up to explain why it's there, but it will be a cameo appearance. Her cameo, I know she speaks down, but that doesn't always get it. So like to be a first appearance, it'd have to be named character, already known character. Like that's why 180 is actually it, because it's named character and a known character that would build up was going to. It's like a reveal, right? There's no reveal really in this. This is just a holocron, as they say. Although you see the full length of the character, that's not a character that you have. It's like by definition, this would be a cameo. Now, what are they calling it? Does anybody know what they're calling this on the graded sheet? Did Dom freeze?
I think you mean like on the label? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, like the note on the label. I don't even know if it notes it.
Some bitch. Yeah.
So
go ahead.
I don't know. I didn't dig it out because I have this book graded. Like I was telling you guys before, I got it graded before the whole Avar Chris. I didn't even know. Like I said, when I read it, I didn't know that was Avar Chris. But okay, it is. Whatever. It's not. But I got it graded.
No TR. No Chris.
No, I got it graded anyway, and it came back. So what would I do? I would slab it. Obviously, I did slab it, but I think at the time I was fooling myself. I thought I was going to slab it to sell it because it was hot there for a while, and you could get them back relatively quickly back then, not now. But I slabbed it. It came back lower than I expected it to, so I stashed it. So that's the history of mine.
Ken, there's a difference in that. That's why I didn't want to go too deep into it. There's also some funny business going on with cameos and first appearances, but that's why I didn't want to get too deep into the.
Yeah, it's all right.
We can talk about it maybe on TAC or a different show. But all right,
so it's also Kylo Ren, very popular. It's a 1 in 25, and then you got the.
That's a good topic for your new series of videos, there, Marco.
Yeah,
just from googling it real quick on some copies, it does note it as a first cameo, a first appearance over in a cameo, and some copies it doesn't. Like it's just blank. There's no note there. So.
Which
I don't
is-
think mine
yeah.
did. When I
That's
read it.
CGC for you.
Which I think CGC is at
Yeah.
fault for doing that. If you're gonna take a stance on something, take a hard stance on it. But you're incorrect. I mean, you don't have to be right on everything, right? But I mean, you do in this world because people
Right.
crap on you no matter what. So,
Yeah.
I don't know. I just think the value of how many things, very popular run, right? The 1 in 25 was there, but it was also relatively compared to other lines, you couldn't get away with it now. But it was a shorter print run. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Because this was sold out. This series, like, it wasn't sold out. It was sold out every single. It wasn't because of Ava.
Yeah,
Christmas.
they did do multiple printings.
Yeah, it sold out like
Yeah.
quick.
I think
quick,
issue 5 might be the only one that didn't get a multiple printing. But yeah.
because they finally caught up to it.
Yeah.
Yep. So there you go. I would have to say Slab too. I think I'm in with the Slab. Okay.
All right, next book.
Hey, no, first cameo. Good job, JJ. I didn't even tell you. All right, so Dom has this one too. Now this is interesting. So we decided this week to try to do something a little different. We decided to try to. Okay, who's doing it?
We both did the same thing, so you one did what I did.
We're deciding to try to give you two books from the same exact book, but one being a variant and one being a cover, a regular cover. So now, JJ, could you take over the stats of this? All right, Dom, could you explain to us cover A and what this book's? No, this is the second print.
No, this is the second print.
This second print.
Yeah, which is actually a scene from inside the book. Lazy. Yep. I hate this bullshit.
Yep. Interior art.
Yes.
I don't mind that as much.
Oh, thank you, Ken. Mm-hmm. No, I know, Ken. I know you weren't. I appreciate it. I appreciate it, Ken.
Yeah, we.
So how's it look, Dom?
Good.
How's it look?
Well, this one actually looks really nice.
Got flaws anywhere?
Not what I see. Now, when I pick this up, it looks good. No spine ticks.
Nice
no
clean copy.
nicks,
Well,
nothing.
a lot of moderns will expect that.
Really nice. It's a really nice copy.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And it's the first
looking high grade, probably.
Well, it's about the first appearance of those Jedi characters in the cover, right? So I guess, right?
It may have been in issue 2. I don't remember.
I know, but on the cover, ship, right? On the cover itself.
Well, I think they were on 2.
Cover, yeah, because it's interior art. See, that's why I hate.
On the cover. Well,
yeah. Ken, see what we're doing here. Ken's right. He's like, well, not trying to open a Pandora box because now I'm going to go into that, but we're not going to go into that. Let's just go with what we got here. JJ, give us the stats.
Yep. So this one's loaded with 9.8s. You're looking at 75 total graded, but 61 9.8s. So the vast majority are 9.8s. There was one 9.6 sale. I think it was about $90. And you're looking at 9.8s were about 145, and then your average raw price was around 21. So
I can see this going up.
I don't know. I mean, yeah,
because it's short.
See, I don't know that. I don't know. I didn't come down with print run numbers. I should probably look them up sometime. Yeah. But I don't know. To me, this I would lean more sell than the other one because I think it has less going for it. Like, so if I don't know. Like, if I had both, like you do, Dom, I think I would sell.
I have
the second print to keep the 1 in 25, of course. So if you slab this with shipping fees, I mean, now because you guys don't ship 25 books, but if you're just shipping out one book, you're gonna be close to $50 in on this book, like all in, right?
Yeah, right. Even if we use your example, if you're shipping in multiple books, still give it like 30. Let's just say $30. $30 to get.
No, you're over $30 because 1821. If you because you bought it for whatever, so yeah, you're at 418.
You fast track it too.
22. Yeah. That's because you're
fast tracking. Now we're looking at 40 to
42, 30. You're about $32 in. So it's $32 in. You can only sell it for $21 raw, which depending on where you sell it, if you sell it for eBay, you're really selling it only for about like $17.30 raw. And we don't know.
That's it's a thin cut if it goes to a 9.6. See, that's what you got to worry about.
See, that's the thing. But at the same time,
I mean,
if you wait for the announcement of what they have coming for High Republic, the book can definitely shoot up a lot more. Well, no, this is not High Republic. That's not what you want. What you I know. Want I'm saying, but Jedi Academy, the Jedi Academy, or Jedi Academy. Then it's the first cover for these characters and the second print, and you can make up whatever you say and say it was relatively, it was a low print run. Well, was it relatively a low print run to the Kylo Ren? The regular A cover? No.
I don't know. I think I had a few of these.
Yeah, no, it wasn't. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's why when people say print run, you have to say relative. So was it relatively a low print run
for Star Wars titles? Yes. Was it relatively a low print run for the Kylo Ren title? No. But people don't think like that. You could just say relatively low and hey, second print. Hey, let's go. So I
know, you see with the second prints, the second
that's what everybody says with every. No, I'm not arguing with you. I'm telling you that you're right. What the people have, the ship has sailed. Whenever somebody says a second print, it doesn't matter how many there's out there. They will say low print run, and they have now gotten people's heads that it's a low print run. Well, it's not a significantly low print run compared to the first printing of this book, but that doesn't matter because you're trying to sell to somebody. And when you're trying to sell a car, you don't say, "Hey, yeah, the tires are brand new. It looks really sweet, but the transmission shit." You say, "Hey, we got brand new tires on this."
I got $17 for this on Whatnot when I did the Star Wars sale like a month ago.
Okay. Slab first one, stash this one.
What about the close to the average?
Are you gonna drop in another like $30 on this to slab it? Or are you going to?
I don't know. I think about it. If I'm going to keep it in my personal collection and slab it, put it away. But if I'm looking to get rid of it, which make something off it, because it looks like you're not going to make a lot of money off it once you get it slabbed and all that stuff and put it out. Yeah, I would hold on to it just in case, because if something does happen in the next couple of years.
Stash makes a lot of sense.
I think I would. I would stash this one and wait for the first opportunity to sell it.
Yeah. I mean, you might if you ever get a Luke, if they bring back Luke and they do anything with, like, you saw the building. There's the building that's in this fucking book. They're where they right in front of Ava Chris, where they do the Ava Chris thing. That temple was being built by those little droid things right behind them in this book. So that's really close. It's very close to being on screen. Any of the, so I don't know. Carfax report. Thanks. Yeah, you're not losing anything by saying, okay, cool. I agree.
Well, it depends. Yeah. The answer to that question, though, does depend on what you also bought in for. Like, if you bought in at cover price, you're not losing anything by stashing it, really. But if you're just paid $20 for it and you stash it and then it goes down, you could be losing.
Yeah, you might as well get. Then in that case,
it depends on what you bought in for.
Yeah. Very, very good. Very good.
All right, got it off the shelf.
Next up,
I think you're up, Jedi.
Jedi.
Okay, so Star Wars High Republic Adventures #2.
Love this book.
First Martian, right? That's what everybody.
Martian.
So this one, it's in good shape. Like I said, it's a modern. It's a very modern. Good corners, no scuffing. I don't see any spine ticks. Nothing on any of the corners. It just looks good. It looks like, probably, to me, I would expect, if I were to grade this, I would expect nothing less than a 9.6, hoping very strongly for a 9.8. I mean, it looks that good to me.
All right. Well, so you're looking at about 222, graded copies. Now get this, 194 of those are 9.8s. So that's a lot of 9.8s.
Yes, it is.
Out of 222 total. But you're looking at the price difference. There was a 9.6 sale of about $100, and the average for 9.8s. Now this book has shot up recently. I mean, if you look at this, is hard to average out the sales a little bit. I just took sales from basically March, but if you go back to like early February, like there was literally, I think, a 9.8 that sold for like $50.
$50.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it has shot up in the past month really high to 190 about is the average 9.8 sale price. And you're looking at the raw, you can get probably for about $17 or so on the average.
So this is what I'll say about this book. Obviously, full disclosure, I have about 50 copies of this book. I'm a big believer in this book. Well, I've never been shy about it. Since the book came out, I've been if you watch this show, you know I'm a big believer in this book. That's why I know the $50 sale, because we track this book too to see what's going on with it. This is also the first book out of all the High Republic books that sold out in Diamond. There was a backstock, and about 3.5 months ago, we noticed that the backstock disappeared. And this is the first one. So there's a lot of copies of this book. Don't get me wrong. But, it's got Lulu on the cover. Yeah.
One of the better covers. Cover A is one of the better cover A's of this run.
I only paid like $1.67.
I like the way she's drawn her face. I like the way they made her face.
But don't you wish Marshawn Rowe was on the cover? I mean,
you do.
Absolutely.
I would love that. I would love that. But I also, because one of the reasons I have so many copies of this is because I wanted the RI for it also. And we'll talk about that in a little bit. I will say that I haven't sent any of these out because I don't think this is the winner. I like it, but I don't think this is the winner of the two copies. Now, I might, after seeing this, I might actually start adding this.
190. Like the difference between $17 and 190, that's a lot more wiggle room right now.
That's a big jump.
It's a big jump from 9.6 to 9.82.
I will say this. So relative again, yes. Is it a lower print run compared to High Republic? Yes. Is it a lower print run compared to what IDW does or this series? No, it's still very high. It's very high compared to other series for IDW. This is probably the second highest print run in the Star Wars series, and probably one of the of this year that this came out. This is probably the highest run. It's the second highest run book because one was the highest.
Yeah.
Anything IDW pretty much had a low print run for Star Wars, but for IDW, well, I don't know. Adventures maybe down the line, especially in the first volume, but for IDW, Star Wars sold well. Yeah,
the first
one,
they lost the second one. Yeah.
Do you think the higher the issues, as it got down to like issue 15?
In this case, not with this one, not with especially the only one that could probably challenge this. So number one in this series is the highest print run for IDW for the Adventure High Republic. Okay. The closest thing that could probably seat this from being number two is number 14, the last issue.
Okay.
There was a shit ton of that ordered. Like a shit ton. 10 for some reason had a bunch in there too, but 14.
No.
There was a shit ton of this order. So
let me ask this question.
Most ordered book of the series. Go ahead.
Let me ask this question to guys that grade more than me. But to me, this book seems like if you're going to get it graded, given there's so many 9.8s and so many
9.8 pre-screen
graded, the percentage. I mean, did you send this in as a 9.8? What do they call it? Pre-check or whatever?
Pre-screen. The problem with it is
pre-screen it.
The problem with it is it's like what are you gonna like? I'll tell you this. I don't just
because if it comes back a 9.4 or 9.6, I mean,
no, that's kind of it. Like ours. That's when we do ours are 9.6. We don't do 9.8 pre-screen. We do 9.6 pre-screen, right?
Really?
So yeah, because
I've done the 9.8 pre-screen. I'm done.
Well, because to us, some of the books in the 9.6 are still bad. That's like one of our decision making and sending in stuff.
Yeah.
So we'll do 9.62. We expect 2 rejections, and then we don't expect too many 9.6s. Usually, for the most part, we don't get a lot of 9.6s. You might get every 25 books, you might get 1 9.6 out of it. 2 rejections, 1 9.6. And then
even if you get multiple rejections, it's still only $8. Well, now it's $8. It used to just be $5. Like $5 to get a rejection ain't that big a deal because you're already paying for the return shipping fee for all your other books, so you're not adding on. So it's really just the $5 loss.
The annual, which annual? The Adventures annual or the Star Wars, the High Republic Adventures annual or the Star Wars Adventures annual? Okay, either way. Yeah, no, I mean, I think
the Adventures annual.
Well, just the Adventures annual, right? There's only the one.
No, there was right around the same time. There was an Adventures annual that was the race thing. It had 3 parts to it. It actually is the first appearance, I think, of somebody's on the cover. There's the one that's got the cover that looks like Donkey Kong on it. That was the Star Wars Adventures. That actually wasn't a High Republic book, but it had a High Republic.
Oh no! Well, nobody cares about regular Adventures.
Well, that one people do, and then okay, I'm not. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Anyways, so I don't know. Go ahead.
I was gonna say to bring it home on this one. What are you guys looking at? So I think Ken had a good comment there. That's kind of what I look at it as like, if I have that many, and that, to be honest, I have probably I think 5 copies of this. I almost sell all of them but one, just raw, just pump it out. I might wait a little bit, I might stash it a little bit, but
the problem with it is
sell it and maybe pay for the grading fees or something.
The problem is, go ahead.
I'm sorry. Let me ask you a question. Do you think if they do anything High Republic, Marshawn Rowe would be the main villain that they put in?
Obviously.
You know, that's the thing. If he becomes the main antagonist in whatever project they have on live action or animated, that would definitely shoot up.
Still villain spec though.
Yeah.
The villain
See,
bad
Star
guys
Wars villain
don't
spec-
always hold.
No. Hey, major villain spec. This is what I'm saying. I know what you're saying about villain spec, but you know, major villain spec now since Thanos, it's a different ball game, bro. It is
A little bit.
All these people coming in since 2020.
No.
Like it's a
Well,
whole
see,
new
Star
world.
Wars villains actually have more leg room to grow
That's also too.
than
Yeah.
Marvel
Yeah.
villains.
Yeah, very valid point. That's a good point, Don.
Well, it's
I mean,
not
yeah,
so
I
much
think
about
it's gonna be-
the growth. I'm just thinking in the sense of once they're used, if they decide to go another way, then they get forgotten about because everybody takes their money out to buy the next villain. That's the
Right,
problem. with villains.
but if it goes into High Republic, this is good. That like, I think people will still jump at it because the rumor of it 2.5 years, and if Rose's the guy they're going after, I don't know. Dom's right that they like Star Wars ones. I actually have a different problem with it. If you don't get it in a 9.8, can you sell it? You know what I mean? Because there's going to be so many.
Yeah.
So why you're going to have a very hard time selling this book if you don't have a 9.8 slab of it. So
Yeah.
take your shots.
If you have a
I mean,
9.4.
But
Yeah.
if something does pop up and people like to get the FOMO and they want to buy it, you could probably sell it because people buy anything if they get the FOMO.
Yeah, Batman Who Laughs. The DC one's a good one.
Yeah, but you got to figure, can you
That's a
sell it
new
and
world.
still bring back money that you paid to get it graded?
Oh yeah,
Don't
you're
forget,
right.
I mean,
I think
yeah.
you can. I mean, if we're thinking that Marshawn Rowe or whatever, for whatever reason, we'll say Marshawn Rowe, live action or whatever animation. If this book blows up, and I know there's thousands and thousands,
Even if the rumor comes out of it, right?
I mean, as the price goes up,
3,000.
you're going to be looking at higher prices than $100 for a 9.6. So you grade it, and you could, you wait for your opportunity and you sell it, and you
I
get
don't.
your money
So
back.
this is the problem that I have being around for as long as I have. The 9.6 price hike that's occurred in the last year and a half doesn't make sense to me. And maybe we could take that off to another talk some other time.
What do you
But
mean?
well, so like it used to be that like 9.6s versus raw price, like this one is typically what you'd see. Like, oh, hey, it's only like another $20 to have a 9.6.
No.
Where now a lot of 9.6s you see when a character blows up, the 9.6 is way higher than the raw price. Like it'd be like 4 times as high as the raw price. So I hear what Jedi's saying on that too. I don't know.
Well, I mean, realistically, that should be the case, though, right? I mean, if you just broadly generalize, a near mint is what? Technically, a near mint is what, a 9.2?
Yeah. No, I mean, I
I'm just
understand.
saying, in
I
technical
understand
terms,
earlier,
so
the market
in
is never-
theory, a
the market is
9.6
never-
should be more sought after than
Right.
it has been for a long time.
For a long time, yeah.
It should
I
be.
don't know
All I'm
if
saying. Maybe it's just catching up. Or
When it first started happening, the only problem was when it first started happening, 9.6s were becoming more expensive. It was that era where people were like, I just buy 9.6s and crack them and press them and turn them into 9.8s all the time. And you're like, no, I know you don't, because you don't know how to press for one. You don't know how
I mean, I look at it. I would slab this because you're going to want this thing ready to 9.6 or whatever, 9.6
less
or
than that.
9.8. You're going to want this thing ready to sell as a slab when the time is right, being live action, whatever. Because if you don't have it ready to slab, you're going to be just another one of those guys out there, another one of those collectors, thousands and thousands of raw copies out there. You're just going to be another one of those raw copies. And it is going to be hard to make money off of.
And the margin's still there. Even if you were to buy this now for $17 and you grade it and spend the grading fee, even if you get that 9.6, you're still going to have.
I think
does
that
it
say $17 for raw, or does it say $77?
No,
17.
17.
Yeah, dude, this is definitely a slab. Slab it.
Yeah.
Look, I can tell you one thing. As soon as we start getting more word on the Acolyte that's coming about the end of the High Republic, these books will start creeping up again because the High Republic will be, and that's next year.
Somebody will start a rumor. Yep. All right, next book.
All right, we got to keep moving because
we got to move faster than this. All right, it's the RI.
Yep.
It's buckets on the cover in his space cruiser. Go ahead. All right, Jedi, go ahead.
It's me again.
Go ahead.
So yeah. So everything I said about the condition of the last one, I can say about this one. Sharp corners, all four corners sharp, no spine ticks, no defects at all. If I were to submit this, I would definitely expect a 9.8. Pissed off at anything less than a 9.6 because to my eye, unless there's something on the inside or somebody drew on it on the inside.
Thumb scuffing.
This thing is 9.8.
Quarter scuffing.
Quarter sky, yeah. This is the only thing that I'll disagree with Wayseeker. The reason is if a book is 17, I don't care what you say. If the book is 17 and it's selling slab for 9.6 for 118 on average, it's $100. So who cares that the book would be half? If half was $118, half of $118. All right. This book is the book we're talking about, though. So let's get into it. There you go. Thank you, Pete.
Yep. So you got 197 total graded, and just like the cover A, 171 are 9.8s. So vast majority. I don't know if somebody can do the math and figure out the percentage, but vast majority, 9.8. You got 9.6. Your average sale was around $118. For 9.8, you bump it up to about. This is kind of hard to judge again because, like I said, this book spiked. But just going by the March sales, it was about 220. Now here's the rubber meets the road. So we said the 9.6 was 118, right? Your average raw price you can get right now is about $72.
See, that's where you don't do it.
Yeah.
That's too expensive.
That's where the rubber meets the road.
Yeah.
So to answer Marv's question here, I actually have two of these. One of them I did get at ratio. The other one was in that pack that I talked about, I think, last week, that I probably paid above ratio, but still got a good price considering what they're going for.
I hate this cover, though.
It's old.
Well, it's a connecting cover, too. But
yeah, but on its own.
The whole thing looks much better, but yeah. Buckets of Buttons Corvette convertible is a little odd.
It looks like Peter Griffin would have got that really long sports car.
I think it's
in and out of the tunnel.
it's just a generic picture. AOA. I can go pull another number 2 RI, but I think all RIs have the gold number 2 on it.
Oh, probably, yeah. I think I pulled this
picture from the preview order.
Comic database or something. So
yeah,
these are not actual scans of our comics.
Yeah.
As much as I would love to be able to do that, I don't have that technology.
Right that's how it is. It's the circle with the 2 on it. That's how the ratios are. But never heard. But at this one, it does, Joe. The reason why is because the difference in the ratio, the difference in the percentage here. So it's 18.
Get this graded and it comes back a 9.6. You are not making anything.
Yeah, you're almost breaking even you're losing if you sell it, because if you take out the percentages to sell, how much it costs to sell it.
That's true.
You're losing money. So
you would need to be a 9.8.
But you make that 9.8 money.
9.8.
Well, you're not necessarily losing money depending on what you bought in for it, but yeah.
Oh yeah,
you could have made more money just selling the raw.
You
would. If you bought it for cover price, I got it for $10.
Yeah. Well, not thinking about the $10. Thinking about it in the terms of if you sell it right now, you can get 72. So to send it in and get it graded, you're not getting that 72 you could get today. You got to wait. Now you're going to get 118.
No, but what's
and if the price of the book for some reason goes down in the time you send it to get graded, which is as we said about 5 months.
The risky business.
True. So it's $100, and then let's take out the 30. There's 4. So you potentially. Let's break it down to real terms. If you put this book on eBay, after you send it out, if you send it out and you're covered in the 25, you would be pretty much making $79.80 some cents, right? That's pretty much what you'd be. So
roughly, that's an average price, but yeah.
So if you get a 9.6 and the price doesn't drop on average here, so yeah, I mean, for $5 more, are you taking a risk to send it in? What comes back if it's 9.4? You're screwed. So I think raw. Go ahead. I mean,
yeah.
Are you saying you sell it raw? I kind of
I'd sell it raw. I would sell it raw.
If you were to sell it, or do you think just sit and stash it?
I'd sit and stash, obviously.
Yeah,
I'd probably still just
stash it for now.
Yeah,
if we're talking about selling it now, or if we're talking about selling it right now, or stashing it, I stash this one.
I actually think I think you should. We should have done between the two. Like you had to sell one, because I would sell the A cover
if we had to.
Yeah.
If we had to, then yes, I would probably sell this.
Is anyone selling these 2 books now? Probably not. I mean, they have obviously because that's how we got the average.
A lot of
price.
people on eBay are. Well, actually,
Yeah.
didn't. If you scroll up in the comments, I think James Kreider said up in the comments he just sold a set
So the 1 in 10
earlier this
and
month
the
for
regular
120 or something.
$130, 130 plus shipping.
Yep.
So yeah, I mean, what is he getting like 109, $110 off of it? Nice.
Anyway,
And I mean, if he paid $12 for that, win.
Yeah.
1,000% profit.
Saying stash it, yes. Yeah. He kept one and cashed out on one. Yep. There you go.
Yeah. And you don't worry about like, oh well, you could. I mean, yes, maybe you could make more, or maybe you could lose more by sitting. So don't ever don't be sad about money that you made. It's
Look,
done.
look
You
at
made
this.
money.
If people want to slab it for the sake of slabbing it because they want it, they don't want to sell it, and put it in their personal collection, that's fine. But if you're looking to make a quick buck, sell it, get rid of it now, and
There's
sell
one
it
on
raw.
eBay for 59 raw. Is that what you're saying, Astro? Yep. They were saying stash this. You should stash it. I wouldn't pay $59
probably.
for it.
I just
Weird.
have a phobia. I don't know if phobia is the right word. I just have this because I used to sell raw football cards and sports cards, and people would send them back with God knows what kind of complaint about whatever. So it's hard for me to sell anything raw personally. I just because I don't want to deal with the customer complaints.
Understood.
They get all types. Yeah. No.
All right, moving on. Are
All
we
right,
good?
moving
We
on.
all stashing, I guess, on this one.
Yep. Stash.
All
Or
right.
agreed, sell it. I mean, if you at this point, like you'd sell it for the raw price. All right, trial. Oh, 5. Okay,
You're up.
there's actually 3 of these. I don't know why we didn't do the best out of 3, but okay. So we have now. This is something that's very.
I think this is the A, right?
Yeah, I was going to point
This
this
is the
out.
A cover.
I don't even know if we have time to point this out anymore.
Oh
But
boy.
I'll point it out now, anyways, because we've gone overtime on.
We can always push ranking the next week. It's not time
See,
sensitive.
this was a very interesting thing that was on here. This right here, which they won't grade anymore, but you see this? That's actually a printer defect. You see that?
Oh, the kind of tear there.
Yeah, it's a tear from a printer defect. They used to let you slide on that. They will not let you slide on that anymore. You could still technically get a 9.8 out of that, but you got to be paying somebody nowadays 9.6. So that one,
Would you slip a Finsky inside the comic when you mail it in? What
I
are you
mean,
talking about?
now you could
It's
go
like
over
the
to
restaurant ranking.
See, that's the weird stuff that used to happen at CGC. Like you'd send this in, and people would be like, "I had a tear in the book, and they gave me a 9.8, and the other one they said there's boogers all over it. They gave me a 9.4," and you're like, "Yeah, well, that technically used to be considered something they would let pass because you shouldn't restrict that." But this
Boogers?
one, so I pulled out a 9.8 of this.
All right, here we go.
Yeah, I did pull out a 9.8 because I've got obviously multiple copies of this book. Another book that I've loved for a long time since it came out, at least because I love the storyline. The storyline was really good in there. So I have this. There isn't a lot of data on this. Average raw price is 4. I actually think this is the better book if you're going to buy one of the non-price variants.
It's cover B.
Yeah.
Cover B, by the way. Mm-hmm. So go ahead. Let's ask about A, though.
Well, there's not much to say. So I don't know if somebody out there in the chat or anybody else can find the census data for this book for CGC. Let me know. Because when I pulled it up, for some reason, the only issue I could find was issue 1. So I don't know why that is necessarily.
Because I don't think anybody went out to grade it.
Exactly. I don't
It
think
could be.
People get graded.
Could be. And there's no graded copies I could find selling on eBay. So I don't know.
So
But
issue 1 is in the census. You're right. And that's it.
yeah. And it's basically going for cover price right now.
Yes,
$4.
Binary tears. Ken, there's a whole bunch of things that you're talking about, other printer and paper stuff. Binary tears, which is similar to what that would be considered.
What, like the bindery thingies?
Yeah, except
Bindery
for on
Bindery tears, yeah.
ASM. What is it? ASM 299. They're really hard on that book because that's got binary tears.
You know, it's been
Don't they give a
crazy.
pass on like Carnage? Doesn't Carnage have one that they give a
Carnage
pass on?
does. They give you a pass on it. Yes.
Yeah.
The paper that they've been making the comics on have been shit lately.
It's
You
been
know,
a long time. It's been a
so
long
it's-
time. It's been shit.
Yeah.
Marvel paper's been shit for a very long time now.
Oh yeah.
This one I would say because there's nothing out there. Yeah. And it's I mean, look, if you're telling me
This is an
Kylo
easy
Ren
one.
3, if you're telling me Kylo Ren 3, you're slabbing that, then yeah, you're slabbing this too. Because
No, I'm just sitting on this thing.
you think? Well, I would do the B cover first, but
Not until I see some sales data of what I could get. I'm not spending the extra money just for the sake of just doing it.
BK
I'll
can't.
wait a little while.
See, this is what BK said. Where's it going?
Can't find it, really.
I'm telling you, when Key Collector started going through the High Republic thing and dropping all those key notifications, every book started disappearing, right? Every single one started disappearing. This one, because it has something of value in it and one that's very confusing to people, especially when you're filling out your form, if you note in the note section of your forms that there's a first appearance of
I see it $5.99. A cover, $8.99. B cover, there's a lot. B cover, there's copies of that B cover you can get for $3.19.
Ooh, get it. That's the one I think people are missing that cover.
There's one at auction at $1.86 with no bids and 23 hours
I'll
left.
get it right now. Lord, he's just telling you they're all over the place. Get them.
They're out there. They're out there.
Yeah, remember it's 6 month lag time. It hasn't been 6 months. Well, it's 4.5. It hasn't been 4.5.
It was like came out the same week. I have the Storm 2 had a listing on the census, so
Yeah, I'm with
somebody
you.
must have walked through graded or something, probably. But
I'm just sitting and waiting on this thing.
weird.
I wouldn't grade all 8 copies, obviously, but to send in one of the B's and one of the A's, I would be tempted. I would be very tempted to do that, especially considering you'll be one of the first ones back. You know what I mean? Like this
Be first to market to sell.
Yeah, because you got to think this book sat on shelves for 3 weeks before anybody was really getting hip to the game on it, right? You know what I mean?
That's true. That's true.
I don't know that. See, I think the incentive took off, like you said, kind of due to app alerts and certain things like that.
Yeah,
and I don't know.
But that was after
I don't know that
already went. That was like 3 weeks after the book already came out.
But my question is, does it, just because it's the name, does it have that much legs though? That you want to put extra money into it?
What's the print run on this? Do we know?
Because we just talked about villain spec. I mean, if Rose is a good villain spec, but this is like a species, not really a character.
But because there's been a frenzy, that's something people don't talk. Because there's already a frenzy in the market for it. Sometimes go look at that Dr. Afra book where she is on the cover dressed as an Imperial Lieutenant, which she never got inside the book.
Yeah,
I get that, but that book will never go below $8 because people will always remember, like, wasn't this a key for some reason?
I think I would stash this one. I mean, I wish I'd have. I know you guys were still trying to. Yesterday, you guys are still trying to figure out which ones we're going to talk about today. Because I was at my LCS yesterday, and I would almost be willing to bet a Coke that there were still copies of this sitting on the shelf in my LCS yesterday.
Yeah.
I mean, they're not hard to find, and they're cover price. I mean,
well, they're not.
I don't know how else to put
Impossible. They're not ghosts like everybody calls them, but I think they're harder. They are harder to find than they were 2 months ago. They really are.
Well, I think it just depends on where you live too. It's it's different for a lot of different people.
I go like 8 comic shops a week, so they're harder to find in those 8 comic shops. Either way, I don't think stashing it's
just
a bad
real
idea.
quick to answer Jay's question there about the printer defect. I have 2 copies. One has that same problem next to the left staple, and one doesn't. So
Star Wars hire different printers.
the Genty, different book, but just letting them know. I have one copy that has that and one copy that
This
doesn't.
book might be worth a lot of money down the road because of that defect.
What defect?
No, usually this is
I don't know about that.
No. People don't collect defects like that.
No,
it's not an error. It's not like a.
Yeah, you're thinking about an error. No.
Yeah, you're thinking.
I think he's talking about the ones without the defect might be worth more.
Oh,
just like like the one magazine. What was the one?
It's possible.
If a defect becomes publicly known from a printer, CGC has a habit. I can't speak on CBCS, but CGC has it as calling it a known defect, and they will not downgrade you for it. Okay. So if it really is a printer known defect, they'll just push it through. It actually is kind of funny because the null book somebody mentioned before on that second print, there's a no printer smudge defect on it that CGC notes. So when they get it, it still grades out at a 9.8.
Since Jedi's not doing it, I'm going to do it because we're talking about a cover price book here for like 20 minutes.
Dash this one. Dash.
All right.
I'm sorry, Pete. I'm slipping today. I'm slipping tonight.
I have one of these. You know what?
Let's see it.
There he is. We can show.
There she is.
There it is.
There you go.
How's she look?
I will say, it's not. It is good. Yeah. I had taken it out before. It looked good. It still looks good under the black lights. There's no color. That's the cool thing about having these background lights. You can see anything that would be in it. And it's just got regular print waviness in it. I mean, it's damn close to a 9.8 if I've ever seen one before. Could be even better than that. It's definitely a 9.6 for sure. And because the 122 average raw and the hype behind it, and that probably, it was probably on the rising 20 or whatever. I mean, I don't know how it works, but I know that everybody has that in, like, if any of these books make the whatever their recap is for the month for the alert, like if it's like the top 10 books, top 20. Yeah.
So this is an interesting one because when it jumped, when that alert happened, it's actually higher, and it's actually gone down a little bit since then, which is probably a natural progression of things. But it was about 150 or so closer because you look at the sales data. Like I said, I just kind of pulled from a month source, but when you look at the sales, it was much closer to 150 or even over in a couple cases for a raw copy, and it's kind of fallen back down a little bit in the last week or two. But
Agreed. But at the same point, like I said, I like to play on people who've overpaid before and will overpay again. So when they see this as a 9.8 going up, they'll be like, "Oh crap! Remember the alert or the key or the top 10 list this made," and they'll overpay for it again. So, what does E mean? Oh, the cover. You don't like the cover? It really does pop. It actually looks a lot better in person than it does on the.
The cover's great on this one.
Yeah, the cover's really good.
This is one that I'll just go ahead and put my input. I've only got one of these, so I'm gonna stash it personally. If I had multiple copies, I think I would sell, because especially if you're into it just for ratio, I think the price is you're gonna make a substantial profit, right? So.
I think you will. I think especially early on this one, especially being a ratio. Where the other one you could stash this. Either way, this is an RI. You know what I mean? And as Dom asked about the print run relative compared to other Star Wars Marvel titles, obviously it's got a lower print run. Would it be probably on the same print run as IDW Star Wars titles? Yes. It probably would be around there.
That's my biggest problem with this book is kind of what Joe Doolin says there. By the time I get it back from CGC, let's put it in. Yeah. And I'm afraid that, like, let's say the next phase comes around, and they're like, "Oh, well, all the nameless are dead." And you're like, "What?"
Well, right. No, well,
so
next phase is
that's my
fear
fear or something like that.
Probably I take a gamble on it. First off, full disclosure, I didn't pay ratio for this book. I paid under ratio, if you guys remember. Number 2.
Yeah, this was one of those. You could get this relatively cheap too for a Star Wars ratio because it's kind of under the radar. Like those other books that came out at the end of High Republic, like 15 variant and other things, they were sky high selling from online stores. Were selling them for like $50-$60 for a 1 in 25.
Yeah.
This one I actually got for $22.50.
Yeah, I was under.
I was able to get.
I didn't get this one.
I didn't get this one either, Dom.
The problem with this, the problem where I see it is not selling it and slamming it is a couple fold. One, I'm very cheap into it. Number 2, it's a RI of a lower than usual Marvel print run, right? Because it's a side story. They don't print those as many as they did. Number 3, it was overlooked for a while, and by the way, bashed around because after 3 weeks, these go into bins and everything else, so it wasn't stayed up as much as it was. 4, people will always remember this book. No matter what you say, there's going to be a certain one. And 5, even after 6 months, you can get back to the market, and all it's going to have to do is take something to recycle it, right? It's going to take some streamer to bring it back up. It's going to take some app to ding it off.
First buckets of blood in his underwear.
Well, listen, let's put it this way.
And real quickly, and this is where it's going to finish off. Right now, if I put it up there, the book isn't selling for 122. It's probably at best selling it for raw. I'm going to be able to get $60-$80 off of it. And at worst, I'll have 2 copies of this book slabbed. You know what I mean?
I can tell you this. If the next phase, they go back and they show the nameless or the leveler is his true appearance, and they talk about it in the 150 years prior to this book is going to shoot up again. So it all depends. How? No, because they're only showing like little bits and pieces of this character. You're gonna see it.
Me for your I'm not listen, I don't run a charity here. I'm not you're not billing me for any comics. You're not doing anything. I do agree that this is going to go into the next. This is the one thing about Namus. This is what I'll say about the Nameless. You have a lot of time because they're going to end up showing up in the sequels. You have at least a year and a half to get this book graded before you have to get rid of it if they're going to kill off the Nameless. And when that comes up, when people start guessing about what's going to happen in 3, somebody's going to come back to this. Somebody's going to go to one of our lists.
I guess, but
see what I'm saying?
Somebody snuck one.
You can guess all you want. Right there.
Ooh.
Somebody snuck one. Look at that.
Yeah, I mean, it can happen. It can happen.
Because they sold
the other
it
thing,
a lot. People didn't notice.
Yeah. Yeah. They sold it with that cover A. There's no other thing.
That's what I'm saying. People saw cover A. They didn't even notice probably that, hey, the incentive's there too.
Yeah. So that's kind of cool. Like I said,
one thing I wanted to touch on real quick before we go further. Marco, you said your book had a little bit of waviness.
Yeah. Well, no, it's not waviness.
Now
no,
not waviness.
Are you talking? Yeah. Well, kind of. It's like it's the ink that they put on.
I was going to say, yeah. Well, if you're like me and you don't press your own books and you don't really have somebody do it for you, like that's another cost you kind of have to factor in sometimes when you're putting books in.
Yeah. Well,
you'll have to get it which is also time too. But
don't forget
the reason why I have a partner is because he presses. So we get all our pressing for free.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I understand what you're saying there. So that's why you're right. I don't factor that in. I mean, I have different That's why this is a good segment because we all have different factors going into this. For me, I bought the 2 book under ratio. I think that one I got, closer to the $15 mark when I pulled out because the other one is already going in. And yeah, no, but what I was saying about the waviness is it's the printer, the ink on the cheap paper that when it's wet and they start cutting it, you'll see like a little, that actually doesn't deter from the grade because it's not a,
I'm not saying it does. I'm just saying, if it's a book, you have to get pressed.
All right. So what's everybody doing with this one then?
I'm slamming.
I slab it.
Already said what I did.
Yeah.
I'll slab
I don't even have much faith in this character, to be honest, or the species, whatever you want to call it.
Neither do
but I'd still probably slab this one.
I just think
just because I still think it'll be a thing by the time you get it back, and like Marco said, I don't think it will drop that much in price.
Maybe
that's what I think.
Also might be happy just to sell it if I can get close to the 122.
Exactly. If you get the money for it, but I would hold one. If you have 3 copies of it,
I only have 2.
2. I would keep one, sell one.
I listen. We're not subsidizing anybody here, man. Look, I like collecting money, so I'm definitely not subsidizing you guys.
All right, we're moving on. Regardless,
move on. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you have faith in the character.
I forgot about this one. I thought we were done. Damn.
No, we're not done. We got one more.
Almost. Sorry. All right, last one. I'll make it quick because this was a pretty easy one, believe it or not. So I was able to convince Marco to let me put a foreign book on here. Kind of by sneaking it in.
You need a reprint.
But,
it's a beautiful cover.
So this is the Italian variant. Now, to be fair, there is a Mexican variant and a German variant that has the same cover. This is the Italian variant. So this was the first one that came out with this beautiful Dell'Otto cover.
Yes.
And really, now I'll tell you one thing. So this one did come straight from Italy. I didn't buy this one from America thing. And normally, when you buy a foreign book, anybody who's ever bought foreign books can attest to this. There's usually some problems. The only real problem with this is there's a tiny, and this kind of be probably impossible to see, a little bit of white there, a little soft corner there.
Got a soft corner.
Other than that, it's great. A little bit of a soft corner. Now I don't know if it's a bindery tear, but it looks more like a slight ding in the corner.
No, mine's pretty sharp.
So that would take it down a little bit. But yeah, you can get them pretty. I mean, this was just luck of the draw, but on this one. But that's about the only defect. But interesting stats for this one is 249, but 216 come out as 9.8. So when this book came out, people were buying it by a lot.
Yeah,
it did get allocated. I tried to buy a lot myself, but it didn't come out that way. But
I got the 1 copy.
It did get allocated. But like other shops and stuff were buying a couple hundred copies in some cases.
Shops that got over 100 copies of this book.
Yeah. So this book was not that limited. And so your stats come out to about $85 for a 9.6, $145 average for a 9.8, and you're looking about $30 for a raw. And of course, there's first appearances.
30 a raw the first week this came out, wasn't it?
No.
Yeah, this has actually gone down on a raw price.
Yeah,
like they were selling for quite a, like 50, 60,
$75,
probably even up to 70.
Kind of a hype for this, yeah. And it actually is dropped.
I'm with Ken.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a
Slab and stash. See, for me, this is almost.
I just want to keep it. Like
I'm afraid with that soft corner. I'm afraid with that soft corner that this would probably not come out of 9.8, and I don't think that's a thing you could press. You could maybe press and help it out. I don't know. I think they'd still catch it. So it's going to be a 9.6 at best.
This is why I don't want to do this crap, because then everybody comes out with like what other reprint they want.
Everybody. Justin asked one question, and all of a sudden it's everybody.
To be fair, so
Mexican version already.
German version is a different discussion. For
hey, we sit
German
here
version is a different discussion.
Stories about you changing shoes. We can have one question about a German version.
I'm not ragging. No, he already said Mexican. There's a Mexican, Brazilian. I was like, buy them all.
I was just telling that because the cover looks the same.
reprint.
We have to do a whole foreign Star Wars.
Oh, we don't.
Here, I'll show you what it looks like on. Wait, here, I'll show you the way you can tell, real quick.
Fresh news. Get out of here. Not you, Justin.
To be fair, also these don't. Right there.
Yeah.
Well, first off, that's Italian language.
Yes.
Also, you can always look at the price.
Yeah.
Of the barcode,
Yeah.
which is going to be obviously euros.
The card stock on that.
It's not going to be in Italian. The German version will not be in Italian language.
No.
So, but to go also too, you can't really press these that well because this is actually, and I don't know how well this is going to translate to camera. It's kind of a cardstock almost.
Yeah.
Covers. So this is probably not going to be a 9.8 copy.
We're not slamming for PC, guys. We're slamming to either sell it as a slab or we're stashing it.
Well, see, that's the thing. Like, if you want this for PC, it's not a crazy high-priced book. Like, you can steal one probably in an eBay auction for less than that $145 mark. So I would buy this one graded if anybody's out there right now looking for it. Yeah, I would buy it already at a 9.8 because now I'd probably sell this copy for
you
trying
probably
to get $30.
Probably sneak one low less than $100 if you get lucky.
So JJ just answered the question because I don't have one of these. I really, I remember when they came out, they were like $75. So my question was I was going to kind of flip the script because I don't really care about selling it or whatever. Now that they've come down to $30 raw, should I buy one? JJ kind of answered my question. Like, no, if you're going to buy one,
if you want one,
I would.
Yeah, buy one.
But I would almost, like I said, I would almost buy one graded. You can buy it if you don't care about grading. That's fine. But if you want a 9.8 copy for your personal collection, I would just buy the 9.8.
I keep forgetting that it's foreign though too.
It's probably the time to put the notifications on this one and try to steal one.
The Jedi, buy the Italian, the Irish, the English, the
the good part about this. The good part about this too is this is right around the time that people were just like getting in. There's a big influx of people thinking they're going to get rich off these things in comics, just like Beanie Babies. So people were buying the shit out of this, and a lot of those people. I mean, a lot of these people are like, we've seen a lot of these people leave the market already. So people are going to have to get rid of some.
And I can tell you too, Jesus, looking at that grade, like total number graded thing and total 9.8s, 216 copies and 9.8 for a foreign book is nuts. Foreign books, even modern foreigns, usually nowhere near that high of a submitted number to CGC. So, there's a lot of graded copies out there.
All these number ones that come out are good to have in your personal collection.
Look at that.
Because eventually they're definitely going to go up.
You got 30
of them. The time is
right. What'd you pay for them, Justin? At 30. Stash for you, 30 slab all day, Delado versions. Okay. Stash. All right. Well, we finally got through that segment. We can, if we're gonna do double books from now on, we got
sorry it took so long.
Nope, it's okay.
Well,
that's all right that it takes that long. It's
all right that it takes a while. We'll just cut down some.
I will answer Justin's question real quick. The one difference in the German version is it's limited to 999 copies.
There you
go. There you go.
Is it though?
But it came out later, so theoretically it's a reprint in German.
Oh, nice. Is it though? I know it's definitely a reprint. Is it though limited to that much? Okay.
Snake oil.
Well, that's what Panini says it's limited to. I don't know.
I trust Panini about as far as I can. Hey, buddy, I
I
got
don't
a 999
Again,
over here. Hey,
German version, not the Italian version, but yeah.
Listen,
hey, I got
you
a
got the
German version of
of the Boba Fett
999.
book,
Italian man,
75
200.
copies.
Wait, we have 300
Look, you know
graded.
that nine-
Probably
nine-
200, eh?
I mean,
The
but
real
isn't
question is, do you
999
want to
in
get
German
to
more than 900?
you want to get to ranking, or do you just want to go skip it this week? We'll save it for next week and go to trivia.
What about the pickups?
Oh, the Frenchies. Wait, that dude books high. Wait, what the fuck? This is like something I wrote. That dude books High Republic Adventures annual exclusive is very low print count, 500 of color and 300 of black and
I
white.
showed one of those on pickups last week.
The dude book?
I bought it in a 98. Mhm.
Wait, what? Which one?
It's got the bell and
Oh,
Loden Greystorm cover.
Where only does 500 of color and 300 of black and white. No printer does that. There's more than that, so don't trust those numbers. Astro.
I'll just keep waiting while you.
I know what you're saying.
Talk
I'm
about
excited.
how many times prints could be out there for these foreigns. You can keep
I
complaining.
wasn't trying to be Italian. I was just trying to be a
Do we want to
shyster.
do ranking, or do we want to just
I
go
don't
to
know. I'm
trivia?
debating. I'm looking to see what the chat's saying.
I'm good either way.
I
Yeah,
get what
yeah,
you're
definitely
saying, but
good to
we're
know.
already 2.5 hours in, and some of us do have to work tomorrow.
It's not
Sounds like
about
Pete wants to
you.
just go to trivia.
It's not about you. It's
I
about
saw
what they
Tom
want.
nodding
There's
with me.
trivia too.
I know
What-
Jedi's hungry. He'd like to eat dinner.
Yes, he does. Look, he wants to eat. Jedi Johnson, you and your
Yeah, I
team.
know.
Here, look at this. We didn't put this up. Paul, we got the message. Paul, thank you very much. We appreciate the kind words. As much as they give me a hard time, I will include myself in here. Thank you for sending this message to Jedi. He sent it to us all. Jedi Johnson, you and your team.
Let's let the chat decide. Rankings or trivia. Or do we do rankings now?
You under promised and over delivered on the gift. Hey, I'm reading Paul's compliment of our show here. On gift I won 2 weeks ago. Thank you very much, Paul. Thank you. We appreciate it. Hopefully you sub. Give that. We're still only at about 61% sub for people who watch our shows. Please. I appreciate if you turn on the bell. But even if you're not going to turn on the bell, you can still sub and it won't give you a notification.
Keep still waiting.
You can just keep it in your little algorithms. Mark, good to see you. Not me. We want more. Okay, give us the rankings. Shot fired. Who's shot fired at? So that's a space. I'm not making fun of. I wasn't doing an Italian accent. I was doing like a hey, I'm gonna scam you with the
I don't know.
thing.
I took a little bit of Mario offense to that.
I was doing the Jedi Johnson thing. Where you scam
I'm offended.
Yeah, I'm half Italian.
you all can be
That
Italian.
bothered me a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, you're all our smaller cousins that just never were as good as the Greeks. So let's go. Next up, rankings.
What about pickups?
No, we
Oh,
already
God,
did it. You
no.
just show books. Let's go. Rank. We don't have time. Pete's yelling at us.
Not until you apologize to the Italian people.
Exactly.
For what?
I end up in the UN or something here before long.
Oh my gosh. Let's go. Rankings. Not apologizing for anything I didn't do. I wasn't like, hey, I got
doing it.
hey,
Canceled.
hey, I got a book over here for you. A very limited print run, eh?
Oh,
No, I didn't do anything like that.
Going.
No.
Oh,
Sorry, you Italians are so sensitive. How about that one?
Hey, I'm not sensitive.
yeah, as everybody just can't
All right,
wait
let's
to
get
get
through
their
this.
Greek pizza.
Free pizza. What?
Free
All
pizza
right,
Mondays.
what are we doing here?
I don't know what we're doing here.
Well,
I thought we were doing trivia.
So we're ranking High Republic characters, correct? Yes.
Yes, High Republic.
Are we ranking like
characters.
favorite or best? Favorite or best that we have?
What should we do? Should we do the ones we find most important? Yeah, ones we like. Obviously, ones we like. And what the shit is this list?
a bit of both.
Well, I thought I changed the list. I guess I didn't. All right, so this is what we're going to do with this list.
Oh, when you tried to take out the first three that I had already done because
No, Crimea River.
we'll do those.
Starting to sound more and more like we should just save it for next week.
Oh yeah, no. So this is going to be pretty much: are these characters good? Do you want to see them forward in the sequel stuff? Did you like how they were? Because a lot of these characters are going to be sequel focused instead of prequel focused. So this is phase 3 characters, pretty much, except for one that's dead. All right, here we go. Let's start off with JJ's favorite, so he can get all moist over it.
God,
Where are we putting her?
rude.
For Nestra Row.
3.
We didn't do this because that's going to be a sequel one. I wanted that one in here, Joe. It got voted down. It didn't get voted out. Okay, where are you guys doing this?
No, there's a lot of options.
like this
is
character.
only one list of 10.
You like Whippet.
Character
Row
too.
short for rodeo, don't you know?
Oh yeah, exactly. She's got a lasso.
I would
Apparently,
say 3, no lower than 4 for her.
Yeah.
I would put her
I'm
at
a
4. I don't
Jedi.
have a problem with her
yeah,
at 4.
I'm good.
I'm
with
looking at this list now. Yeah, I'd have her 4. 4's fine. 4's fine. Chat, where are we putting her? 4, 3,
Lightsaber
7.
whip.
Cool. I like it.
7.
3.
that. Whip would be
Moist.
cool.
That's Leftover's favorite word.
Moist.
3.
Moist.
4. I mean,
BK.
the problem with her is
BK
I like her sometimes, and sometimes I don't. You know what I mean? Like how she's been written. I like a little bit of her. I don't like some of her. All right, 4 it is.
A lot of 4.
A lot of 4. Put her at the 4 spot.
I already
4
did.
it is.
There she is.
All right. This is a guy we actually might see in phase 2, but we're probably going to see him also in phase 3. Or not in.
Springer.
How do I say? Yeah. How do I?
Rumspringer?
Yeah, but that's also Sai is it's
Cantum?
it's a
They.
person, right?
Gangnam style guy?
They. Okay, so this
They them.
we're gonna see them probably in both
Oh.
the prequel and the sequel. We should get it right. It's fucking 2020 something.
No,
They
I
are
didn't
gonna
know
be
what
in
you were
both.
going for there when you were.
I know here it is.
So,
Something.
but
20 something.
But as far as I don't like the Rumspringer shit, right? Like I think he will be all right, or they will be all right later on. But I don't like the Rumspringer shit because I think it.
He was a character that oddly we got a lot of background on that I don't think did that much.
8.
I mean,
8.
yeah,
We'll
8 is a
inform
good
you,
spot.
Ken.
8,
Stay around here. We'll
8
we'll
is
get
solid.
you
9. I'd say 8 or 9.
Okay, Ken, real quickly. He knows nothing about this. This is cool. We will fill you in on some of these. These are the rankings of guys who read all the books, the novels, the comic books, anything that's come out with them in the magazine. So that's kind of where we're ranking the likeliness of how we like this character. 8 and 9. Okay. 8 and a lot of 9s.
Yeah, I'm just
They are
not.
getting
Yeah,
a lot of
I'm not a huge fan.
8 and donate. 8 skate and donate. Put them at 9 then. Fine. 8, 9. No, a lot of 8s. Put them at 8. We can move them down later. Put Sai at 8.
Fine, I got it.
Them at 8. So, gee, I gotta get that right. All right. I'm gonna go back to like a winner, a guy that I like. He's part of the crew, one of the crews I like the best because Porter's in it.
Oh yeah, I like Bell. I do. That's what I thought you were
And he's
going.
got a fire dog, bro. For all the
I
people
like
that say that I don't
Fire
like
breathing
dogs,
dog, I
I
mean.
don't like dogs. I like this dog. If you had fire breathing dogs, I'd have 6 of them all over this motherfucker.
I do like Bell. I do like Bell.
I do. I think that you will get because of I think some of their in the prequels, some of the characters that are in there will tune over to him, and they'll have to be in the sequels too. I think he's great. I think of people who stay on the light side, and then we'll have a future focus going down the road. Because we do know we lose some of these characters. He's not going to be one of them. So I think there's a lot of hope for him. I have him
2s and 3s, and that's kind of where I'm at. I just
good. I
don't know
have
where to be.
I have 2 and 3.
What do you
Good.
think?
Good.
I think 3.
Yeah.
I say 3. I was actually thinking below.
He gets a dog bump. Yes.
Okay.
Fire breathing dog.
I like him better than Roe, personally, because I like that dog. I like Ember. Ember's a nice little addition.
I like his crew better too.
And they're a package. You can't have one without the other.
I don't know. I still kind of I don't know. I always like the parts when the novel, the audiobook came on, it was Bell's part. I was paying more attention because DeMarco's point. I liked the crew, so when they got to their segments, like I was more interested. I was more invested.
What like okay, here. Vanestra, what's her crew? You know what I mean? Like what's her group? What's her gang? What's up, yo? What's
Which
her
is
doing?
Emery or Padawan.
Emery,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, Emery's not that good. Like, you see what I'm saying?
He's
Or
14.
I think he's interesting.
Bell's got a hound that breathes fire. He's got a cook that would
Yeah,
beat up
Porter. He gets a.
He's got a
he gets a
lightsaber that
Porter
turns
bump,
into a whip.
Yeah.
but not Steven Seagal in the Star Wars universe.
I get Jedi's argument. I get Jedi's argument.
Well, you love. I mean, like, yeah, Vanessa. You are on Vanessa.
And it's short for rodeo.
You're.
I we got to put him at 3. I think everybody in the chat's putting him at 3 for the most part.
No, there was a lot of 2s.
There's a couple 2s, but
All I
There's a
know
lot
is
of
lot of
I
3s,
know
a lot
I'm
of
getting ahead of
2s.
myself. I'm getting ahead of myself, but if two people on this panel try to put a certain cook in the 1 or 2 spot,
We're not the cook. The cook's not on this
The
one.
cook's not on this list.
He didn't make the list this
Hey,
week.
on this list, cook would be one. If there's a level above
I
one,
don't know what you guys see in that character. Anyway, that's another time. Go ahead.
I don't want to.
That was a lot of twos.
No. Real quickly,
There were a lot of
this is
twos.
what I don't
What do
ever
you
want to
guys
hear.
think?
I don't ever want to hear. You know what was really cool? When Luke Skywalker was a badass in Mandalorian. You know what's really cool is when Vader was a badass. I don't want to hear badasses because there ain't no bigger of a badass than Porter. There really isn't. All right, number
Where are
3.
we
Let's
going?
go.
Basing
Where are
that
you putting
on,
him?
but okay.
Is it because he was under siege? No.
He was.
Yes, he's under siege. He's the badass of the stone.
There were a
Put
lot
in,
of twos.
Are we putting twos? Put him in
I
2.
liked it at 2, but I'll.
Two.
lot of twos.
Gray Storm was the
There was a
badass.
few threes.
What
as
about
well.
2? We
I
can
wanna
move
pick
him
up
up or
threes.
down if we
Two.
Put him
I
in
don't
2 right now. We got to
think
get
he's gonna
going.
stay there,
All
but-
right, keep it moving. Keep it moving.
Staros is her crew. Yeah. All right. All right. We'll put in buckets of blood.
Buckets of blood.
6, 7.
I'm good with
I
six.
like buckets.
Even though he may be
like
dead.
him. I actually think. How do we
5.
buckets in this? He's actually should be in the prequels too. He's going to be in the
5.
prequels. 5.
5.
Wow.
I'm 6. but
He's
if
3
you
for
want
me.
to- What's the chat saying?
I got him right in there between the panels. I like
I
him.
would have put him at 4, but I don't want to put. I don't want to.
I'd probably actually move Roe up above. I don't
That's
think
good
if
now.
that's your case, I'd move Roe up one. 6, 7, 5. The chat's got him 5, 5, 6, 6, 7, moist 5. We don't know.
James
Astro,
Conner.
I don't think he went out. I don't think he went out, by the way. And he was in his underoos. Like, I mean, he was in the thong, I guess.
Yeah, it was like that. Was
Yeah,
like
he may not even be dead.
Style.
Yeah, that's
5.
a little weird.
That was like
this is
samurai undies. That wasn't like
Tidy whities.
Okay. So what are we doing? 5?
I think 5.
We're doing
I'm
5
good
for
with
now.
5. I like
A lot of
5.
fives.
I like them.
Yeah, a lot of 5s.
Five's comfortable.
We can all we got to re-rack once we get.
We're gonna have to re-rack this. Yeah. Can we put that up there? Look at Astro's comment. It's buck naked and no bleeps given. Okay. If you edit it,
And you
Astro,
put
I'll
what?
put it back up. Just don't drop the. No, you can't do that. What are you doing?
We're not gonna get demonetized. for
Yeah, right. All of us. Oh, we just got a bing. Butt floss. Okay, he gets a 5 for butt floss. That's fine. Okay, this has got to be. Unfortunately, what they. I mean, he was a good character, but like.
Yeah, he was like the character that I thought was gonna like flip to the dark side somewhere, just because he was always like the perfect Jedi or whatever, you know.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't like how they ended him. I would have rather seen Chris die off. Would have been.
He went out like a hero at least, but yeah,
Yeah,
I get your point.
But
they
then
built
again,
him up
Star Wars,
decently.
no one dies really. He might be back.
No, people die.
They do, but
Yeah.
you never know.
He did have a
He
space station dropped on him. So.
Yeah.
it.
All right.
He's got a tooth
Are we-
floss and a lightsaber.
Are we 9ing or 10ing him? 9.
Really? No.
Yeah.
I'd almost
Yeah,
say 8 and move Cantum down, but
Yeah, I might. I'm
Yeah.
with
All
JJ.
right. You can move K
I'm
down.
with JJ.
Yeah.
I don't think he can be above an 8 though. It's just
Yeah, baby brought. Yeah, he'll be.
one, him being dead, 2, like
7.
he was a good character, but he's always just kind of there.
Yeah, it was just kind of.
Oh, he's getting a lot of 10s, guys. He's getting some 9s and some 10s. He's got a 6 and a 7 and 8, but he's got 3 10s or 2 10s already.
3
No
10s,
love for the
huh?
dead guy on the
Sheesh.
list.
I mean, I think they did. I think they did him saucy on the end. I think he. I mean,
All right, so
actually,
where are we
Wayseeker's
doing?
not
Do
so
I gotta
far
fix
out.
it?
Like,
I guess flip it back, put him at 9.
Yeah.
All right.
yeah, put him at 9.
And then put
They
the
get
other one.
You average
Well,
8 and you average 10, you get 9.
Yeah, there's a couple
There you
8s in
go.
there, anyways. I think he might actually end up at 10.
You might get bumped down.
We'll do our first bad person, Laura D.
Hmm.
Laura D.
I think 3.
Yeah,
Hmm.
I like her.
I like her. I do too,
I
but
do.
I don't. Yeah. I mean, she's gonna be. We're not gonna get. This is the problem for the next year and a half. You're not gonna hear anything about her.
Yeah.
I liked her, but at the same time, like this was the character like with the comics, I was like, I don't know. It just was uninventive in the comics
Yeah.
compared to the book.
You might
Okay.
not hear anything about it for a year and a half, but if they do any type of animated or something like that, maybe
The
Yeah,
one
but
thing that I really liked about her was when she took off the mask, she looked like she should. Her audiobook was on point. You're right. The comics, she's still alive though.
No,
And
she,
she's getting full
come
size
on,
now.
she
lot
messed
of
herself up.
threes.
She was too
She's down
pretty,
one
so
hand, but yeah.
Couple
She
of
sharpened her
fours.
teeth. She did all that stuff. Come on.
Does she remind anybody of another female in Star Wars with a bald head that then grew a comb over to the right and maybe started messing around with Voss?
Ventress.
Oh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's a lot of
maybe
Ventress
before
in
she
there.
took her helmet off.
I know, but it's kind of funny how she was all pretty and she sharpened
guy
her
that likes
teeth
the
and
lady
did all
that
that crazy
got
stuff
the
to make her look
vampire.
ugly.
Got the vampire teeth in this attach.
Yeah, no.
3.
Yeah,
Yeah, we
go
won't see
three.
her a bit. Or 3. Okay, that's fine. Throw her in 3.
3.
Oh, JJ's so mad that she's above her. All right.
Like I said, I love the character in the audiobook. It's just the comics weren't as good. But
This is interesting because I
Go ahead.
really dislike this character. I want to see how many other people do.
I like her.
ugh.
I like
Yeah.
her.
Yeah, JJ just summed it up.
Eh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? Yeah,
Yeah.
unfortunately-
I want it. I love it when people hate on stuff before it even comes out and try to trash stuff. So I was crossing my fingers, hoping this character was going to be good.
so was I, but I still like her. I still like, her backstory of who she is.
Oh. Because we're only going with what we know and we're not theory crafting or anything like that, I'd say she's probably a 6. I think when all is said and done, if we do this again, I think she's going to be a lot higher. But for now,
I think,
That's
right?
kinda what-
Listen, but
was
I
like-
think the second half when they come back after the third phase, she might
are
be.
you guys saying 10?
Yeah,
10.
I don't like her.
10.
I give it.
How are you
10.
I
putting
don't know.
her
10 is
below
rough.
that one character that I can't even remember?
10.
Because when I do remember Avar, Chris, and she was boring as shit.
Oh, horrible.
No.
She just wasn't interesting.
I'm with Jedi.
Powers,
I can't put her
horrible.
any lower than an 8 myself.
Oh,
Really?
horrible.
No 7?
Dude,
All right, look at the chat. The chat's at 6 and 7, so I don't want to hear. You
Again,
guys,
I wanted to like her more than I did.
you guys
but
have
I
a
just
personal
didn't.
hatred for.
yeah, you can put her at 7. She's garbage.
Chat's
That's all right.
6 and 7.
Hey, dude,
Wait.
look, man.
Way
People
Seeker
are-
agrees with
people
you
are
guys.
chat
The most
like-
disappointing
people are
character.
Hey, people are chatting like pizza pockets and Dr. Pepper together. So you can't account for taste.
Good to me.
It needs to be bumped to 10. I don't know.
Nah,
Chris is bad, dude.
she's not that bad. Come on.
Yes, she is.
I mean, just saying, compared to the rest.
Somebody decide to tell me she's not that bad, because I'll tell you the bad points about her. So if you'd like to try to go with the good points about her, feel free. I'll give you 30 seconds.
Well, I can tell you the one thing about her, that she is the first pivotal character that was shown from the High
No,
Republic.
don't give me she was shown first. That means
No,
nothing to me.
Wait, I know what I'm
No.
saying, but she was the first. Like when they started with the High Republic, her.
No, don't give her a bump just because they
Wait,
showed her picture.
What I'm
first.
asking
Let me.
is,
That's why she's a letdown.
I know. Let me finish. Her way to the Force through music is really a cool aspect. I like that. Come
so
on.
for asking what has she done, just tell me what she's done or what she hasn't, whatever that character at number 8 has done. I mean,
I tell you what, the whole thing is that her anger is picking up. That eventually she could turn to the dark side.
Again, I agree with you. There's potential that can make her more interesting. I just feel like what they've done is paint by numbers, give us somebody who's just not interesting.
No, you're right.
That's my problem. That's all
So
I'm
this
saying.
is
That's my
how
problem.
I
It's just-
judge it. This is how I judge it.
Hey,
Okay, I'll give you the tie and the Rumstringer thing was a little bit rough, right? Their Rumstringer thing was a little bit rough. The problem with Chris is like I started skipping over her in chapters and books, and then would go back and reread it because like you can't do this because you have to review the whole book. That's bad. That's bad. The whole like mind thing that she doesn't use all the time, but some of the time she can't. Oh, she's out of communication, but at any time she could just use her brain and link up to every single Jedi in the universe. But for some reason disappears. They still don't really even explain that well why she was disappeared for that long. She has rage moments and doesn't have rage moments. She was at sometimes supposed to be nurturing, but then not nurturing. Like it was like whatever the shift of the wind was, they changed it, just like they changed the artist. It was not good.
Okay.
It was never been written.
not
In my
arguing
opinion, no, I wanted to give my 30 seconds, but that was it. In my opinion, she wasn't written well in the novels. She wasn't written well in the comics. I'm sorry.
Got it. So I'm not arguing to put her at number 1. I'm arguing that she doesn't deserve to be number 10.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, I know.
I
thought
thing I would say to that.
maybe you're
I
right.
feel
Maybe
like
because
8,
maybe
9,
this
and
is
10, they're all the same to me. It doesn't.
Maybe
they're
this
not-
is it. Maybe this is it.
not
Maybe
better.
because it won so much hype and I had so much faith in it, and then she let me down so bad that I want her in 10. But 7's fair.
Yeah.
7's fair.
Yeah. To me, 8, 9, 10, it's all the same. It's just they're all things I would happily skip over if I could. That's all I'm saying. Like it doesn't. It's
I
not
think
that big of a deal.
If it was possible, I'm pretty sure Wayseeker would put her at like -11.
I think he's on the same. I think he's on the same boat as I am on that.
Yeah.
But we got her at 7. All right, where are we at next?
A lot of people say bingo in it, so I mean I get it. I'm glad some people feel the same way as me. I guess it validates nothing, but it does. All right, Marshan Rowe.
Uno.
1.
I would actually say.
I mean,
you
we're gonna argue.
No, it's gonna be 1. But
It
if
is
you
not
started
one.
off, I think that the I don't know if I would have put him at 1 before Eye of the Storm comic.
Well,
I
listen,
think that solidified him at 1. I think he probably would have been 3 or 4 at that point.
he's in the top 3. Definitely in the top 3.
Yeah. Is anybody gonna argue 1 with Marshan? 1.
I understand why he's going to go to 1. I personally probably wouldn't put him at 1, but I understand and I'm okay with it.
Where else would you have him?
Yeah, who
Where else would you have him?
I think. Well, again, I think we've seen more until. Well,
Don't worry
Marco made
about
a good point about the comics. Eye of the Storm. We saw before that. I think we had seen more of Lorna D.
Yeah.
That she was a more.
Yeah.
I don't want to say important, but she was a
Cooler.
more primary
fleshed
character.
out?
But he has established himself as the bad guy. There would be no series, no novel, no High Republic storyline without him. So
Yeah.
Or we'll make our next one the one we're going to do about the prequel type characters. Okay.
Yeah.
So you'll still get it.
And just like I said, 8, 9, and 10 are the same to me. 1, 2, and 3 for me on this list are kind of the same. Like if we were to reorder, I wouldn't be mad. Like
Yeah. By the way, I'm kind of knocking Nestra, but she is like if they're 1, if 1, 2, and 3 is 1, then 4 is 1B. You know what I mean? Like she's up there high in it. So is Bucket of Bloods with his butt tooth or whatever they called it, but whatever. All right, let's do Man, because he's an interesting character. I think because this is why I don't like Chris and I don't like Geo. I think Man was the best out of those 3 still at the end, but he gets dragged down by those 2 characters. I think Man would be high up in the list, probably a top 5, top 4, if it wasn't for his storylines with.
Yeah, I don't know. This was a character I really wanted to like, but like to me, he's the Skywalker of the High Republic. By which I mean he's a little bit whiny and nothing quite goes his way. And so to me, he's like that perfect like 5'6", like middle of the road.
Yeah,
I think we haven't quite seen enough of him to reach anything higher than that.
I think when he started off in the first couple books, he looked like he could have been in top 5, right? But then as it went on, you know, I think probably 6 or 7. What are we going to
7? Bump everybody down.
Yeah, I think you should. I mean, I think you got to put him above Chris. But go ahead, Jedi. What do you got?
No, I was just saying. Sometimes I get him and Geos confused.
That's because when they go ahead.
Yeah. But isn't he the one that actually caused because he ended up killing the people that were trying to save Starlight Beacon? Didn't he kill them, or was that Geos?
Was
the 2
Geos, wasn't? Yeah, it was Geos.
Anyway,
it was Geos. Okay. But no, but this is the but the problem with it was, and why you're getting confused is because originally it looked like Man. It did look like they switched. It looked like in the first part, Man was going to be Geos and Geos was going to be Man, and they switched out because Geos and Chris had the relationship thing, and then they switched it to Man and you know they switched the 2. Ezra killed them. Okay, Ezra Man did kill him. Yeah, that's where I get confused too, because they kind of does anybody else feel like they switched the 2 characters? Like originally Geos was being written as Man and then Man to Geos, like halfway through. That's why it just I mean you gotta put him at 7 though. And the romance is dumb. I agree.
Sam wants 5, but
Terrible
No.
name.
5.
Yeah, 5, 7.
You're
So
gonna
6.
push everybody down and put him at 7.
Yeah, I am because we still got one more character left.
All right, well, I can't wait.
but I
to see
think
this
they
character.
belong actually.
Yeah, they're gonna. The whole shit's gonna shift in a second.
Yeah, I think we're gonna shift.
So go ahead, put them at 7. Put everybody else down. There you go. Good job. Last and probably gonna tear this one up. You ready? Because she ain't 6. She ain't even 4. Kiwi.
Okay.
They didn't ruin her. I'll tell you that. They did not ruin her. They could have easily screwed the pooch on her. They could have easily done a Chris to her.
She was definitely very pivotal throughout the entire.
For those that
comic
don't
run.
know, she's also in a deleted scene. What was it from Phantom Menace, where there's a bust of her. She is one of the Lost 20s. She's also referenced previous to this in Count Dooku, a Lost Jedi story. So we know there's future for her, or we assume there's future for her because she was canon before She was actually the first High Republic character to be canon, excluding Yoda, obviously.
All right, so here's my pitch. I would say put her at 5 and move Buckets of Blood to 6, because really the most fascinating thing that I can remember, anyway, I'm sure there's other stuff. To her, the most fascinating thing, the most interesting thing about her was her relationship with Skier. To me,
Yep.
that's really the thing I remember the most.
That's one thing. How she actually put it to Ava Christ. She went on. I mean, like, I am just because they have screwed so much shit up.
Also, there was a controversy with her with the lightsaber stuck in the mountainside that was holding her in the issue 1. And people were complaining that you can't have.
No.
Yeah,
if you read issue 1.
they are going to push her. Yes, they are, but it's not a hard. But that's the problem. It's sometimes when they push characters, it doesn't turn out like you can tell it's a push. Does anybody here honestly say that this character was a push? I thought they just wrote a good character.
No,
Every time
they
she showed up,
Yeah, I liked her.
Well, I think given who we have at 1, 2, 3, and 4, putting her at 5 is not an insult to her character.
No.
I mean, there's some good.
I think she's better than 4, though.
I'm kind of on board.
Not
with
if you
Mark
read the
with that.
novels.
How about
And I know
3? You move Laura Dune down to 5, and you put her at 3.
I kind of just saw her at 4, and bumping 4 and 5.
I'm with Jedi. I'm like
You guys-
5. 4
I know
tops.
you guys are like row.
4 tops.
The problem is they're not going to. It's like this is it. The chat and everybody. See, Boryaga should have been on there. We should have had Buckets of Blood. So we got.
It's 10 people. They can't have all the characters.
No, I know, but we should have pulled
Yeah.
Buckets and put in
Hey,
Boryaga.
and to be fair, none of you said Buryaga.
Yes, I did. Go back
When?
to the thing. BUR. Burr.
Yo, you sure you typed that? You didn't type something else that was like taco meat? And I'm like,
Burr,
what?
former
Oh,
vice
there's
president.
Buryaga.
Aaron Burr.
Should have been here. Okay. All right. So either way, I think we're at a deadlock with this one because I know that's not 6.
No, she's
Buckets
not
could go. Buckets. I guess you can move Buckets to 6.
Yeah.
I was gonna say bucket to 6. But again,
Where
if it were
would
me
you guys
making
put
my
Burr,
list,
by the way?
I would have her 4 move row and buckets down.
I would.
That's
I'll
what
tell
I
you
would
this:
do.
Jedi and JJ won't let us do that.
I understand. I'm
I
just
mean,
Yeah.
I can't control it. I can't stop even doing anything. I just say that
Yeah.
I am against it.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
Nope.
but this is a weird split.
Then we put it to Dom.
Astro, we can't have every person on the list. What don't you? There's only 10 spots.
Out of these,
there will be
10,
another list.
Yeah, that we have.
another
a
list.
We
list.
literally said next week there's going to be another list. Okay, 2.5 and 10. Buck to 6. Move Buck to 6. We know Bucket of Blood is
6.
moving to 6. Buck's
All right,
moving
we
to 6.
leave it to
Corner-
Dom.
Move Bell down. Marv wants What's going on, my man? Make 12. We're not just going to make lists of 12 people. God damn. Come on, let's get
What we
it.
got.
Chris goes to
drinking
5,
room.
4. I know I need to start drinking to do this.
No,
show.
Sam, we're not moving Chris up.
No.
No.
Chris. No.
I agree. I agree.
All right.
All right, yes.
Let's call it a
Oh.
tie retrospectively, and put Kiwi at 4 and Vernestra at 5. We'll call
we
it a
put
tie at 4.
No, can we put both at 4? Can we put both
No.
at 4? Pete,
No, I
can you-
told you, Dom's got to
No,
make
that
the
defeats the
decision.
purpose of a 10-person
Dom, what's
list.
the decision?
It's up to Dom.
Dom, make it. What's the chat saying? Is the chat saying?
No,
anything?
chat's pretty
They're
torn.
all over the place. I can't do
Yeah,
it.
That's all over the
all-
list.
Add
Yeah, it's like
Vanessa.
2, 4. It's 2,
Look,
4.
I think move. I would put her at 3. Move. Laura Dean at 4, and then move this girl at
Holy
5.
shit, Dom! That ain't what we asked you.
What I'm just saying, put her at 3.
Well, if he's saying 3, so then she's easily going to get 4. Then
She got 4 then.
how we're
She
doing
got 4. Thank you, John. This is what I say to you guys all the time. You guys drive me crazy. I like that he's coming to the dark side. Jedi's coming to the dark side. Here we go. Oh my God, we didn't put Lulu in. Yeah, well, actually, we had her in instead of the box. We should have kept her in. We'll put her in the next one.
We put the bad guys in.
Guys, we have to have 2 lists. We actually probably are gonna get 3 lists.
Yeah, probably
Relax.
3 lists.
There are
Relax.
literally 3
The
dozen
characters
we could
that
have
you
chosen.
like made the top
We had to narrow
5.
it down.
Because honestly, the top 5 characters are all pretty much one at this point, right? They're all
they're
great
all-
characters.
Shit,
They're all
I'd
great
argue,
characters.
like,
They all have a future.
I
All
like
of them in the
that.
top
We're
5.
pushing,
really
We're
good
pushing
characters.
3 hours, so we either do trivia or we
Oh,
continue.
we're done. The chat
Yeah,
is
we'll
yelling
save
at
trivia
us
for
at this
next
point.
week,
We're
Jedi.
grounding them. We're doing trivia next week. The chat has been grounded. We have gone off the rails. 1 through 5 are great characters.
I like 6
10
too.
Well, listen,
I-
1 through 5 great characters. If people want to get into the High Republic, read about those characters. Those are pivotal characters right there. Get them. Read those.
Okay. All right. Astro, you ready? Astro. Okay. What do you, Astro? I'm going to go through them real quickly. Who do you have as number 1, Astro?
Oh wait, we're doing an Astro cut.
The dude on 9 should have never been on the list. Yep, he should have gone on a different list. Agreed. Grounded.
I
Damn.
agree with that 100%. I don't know who it is. I don't remember.
You're kidding me. There's a whole book you read.
Midnight Horizon, right?
Yeah, Horizon. Literally half the book was about that character. He went on fucking Ron Springer. He fell in love with a gymnast. He fell in love with Robin. Or they, I'm sorry. They fell in
I
love.
think it was a
Remember
circus
how
act. I don't think it was
confused
gymnast.
because how they wrote it out. When you see it in print, you can't tell that they're talking about them.
Was that the character that what?
They're Ron Springer. Yes.
Oh,
Head and affair.
Mar, Porter's not
Yeah.
on the list. Porter's another time.
He's Yoda's Padawan. Or he was Yoda's Padawan. I should say.
Everybody's grounded.
Martian. Key.
All right, here we go. Astro says I to 2. Bell 1. Don't change this for him. We're not doing this. Bell to 1.
I have 2.
Okay.
I copied it.
This is
Number one.
unofficial.
I to 2. Keith to 3.
Yep.
Not bad.
D to
Not
4. I
bad.
got it. I
Not
got
bad.
it so far.
D to 4. Okay.
Yeah, I made a copy.
got-
So this is a duplicate list.
Okay, you're swapping those 2. All right.
Who? Oh, D to key. Yeah,
D to 4. Come on, Astro. We don't have all day. Vern to 5. Bird's in 5. Okay. Who you got 6, Astro?
This list is actually not that different from ours. It's
No.
just moving the.
No,
just
yeah,
flip
yeah.
flops. 2, 1, 1, 2.
I mean, 1 through 5 is all 1A and 1B as far as I'm concerned.
and the rest.
And the rest
look
is good.
All
So
right.
we did absolutely nothing. Thank you, Astro. We appreciate the Astro cut.
I'm fine with this list.
Yeah, me too. Good job, Astro. We appreciate it. Thank you, everybody in the chat. Once again, tell your friends, tell your family. We will do trivia next week. We promise. We promise. Holy shit. Can we get out of here, Pete?
We could, but I'm not gonna.
Get us out of here. Thank you, everybody.
Yeah, we'll see you guys soon. Make sure you check out all the other stuff here on the
I got all
channel,
the other
and,
shows. You guys are doing great.
Have a good week.
Yep.
Later.